Today's episode of Mob Rules is brought to you by the letter X, because who else is going to give it to him?
Hey guys, welcome to Mob Rules. John, joined as always now by
Dave
And Danny.
Yep.
John, that was
and
powerful.
Four Loko.
That's about it. It was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was excited. It was a good, strong start to the show. We want to thank the literal half dozens of you who spoke to Dave on a Warhammer TV stream and told them to send the clip of the gentleman opening a can so the microphone would pick it up to me.
And you've been practicing, right, John? So you're not going to screw this up?
I mean, it's an awful lot of pressure.
There's literally 25 cans open here, so we have to drink all of this Coors Light. Luckily,
I've been practicing
Coors Light.
hard.
Whoa. We are an upscale podcast, sir. And we drink only the finest of American brewed waters.
No Four Locos tonight.
that is not water, sir.
You know what? We don't have any Four Locos tonight because
It's actually 0%
our Patreon.
water.
Our Patreon only has enough for one Four Loko, and that's just not fair for the rest of us.
No, a one Loco, but it's not. But hey, thanks for the Justin, right? Put
Yep,
it in
Justin.
our first Patreon here with a wonderful $5 donation to keep us going. So blame him. And yeah, some other stuff you could have done with $5. You could have probably got a burger.
Probably.
I usually get my Four Loko on sale 2 for $5.
Yeah, 2 for $5. So
Because one is never enough.
one is never.
Just
enough.
kidding. It almost always is.
But yeah, thank you for your support in that.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, Dave, go. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going
All
to say,
up
and
there.
I just thanks to the people that have bought shirts, actually,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
who aren't me and John.
We debuted some beautiful new designs last week, showing kind of the Loyal 32 and the Command Point farms.
Oh, those are great.
I think
I
my
love
favorite
our
thing about
shirts.
it is the organically grown command points. I'm like, yes,
Means
because
they don't use pesticide, John.
no,
Right.
they don't use pesticide. But yeah, Alec Beals, a wonderful commission artist, did those up for us.
Yep.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, for real, man.
Yeah. So check them out. Mobrules.threadless.com and pick yourself up a Heroic 32 shirt.
Or don't.
Or don't.
You know.
With like $20, you could probably get like half of a nice dinner, or it's Valentine's coming up, maybe 2 roses.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Give the woman in your life,
just
the shirt.
give her
the
$20
shirt-
at her. Like,
So the
there
key
you
is
go.
to manage expectations, John.
Right. That's why you want to get her the Loyal 32 shirts.
That's true,
That's right.
Here you go, honey.
Now available as a quality printed
I
frame.
did.
I got it as my size so that you could wear it to bed. And if you don't wear it, I could wear it, baby.
I did authorize the lingerie options actually for women, so that's there. You can get those.
Lingerie for women.
Okay. Women, if you want to get your man horny, wear a Mob Rules lingerie teddy to bed. I know it does it for me.
So he can be reminded
Command
of 3
Farm-
idiots.
The Command Point Farm crotchless panties have been a really hot seller.
Yeah, they
They're
sold out
pretty
on
hefty.
Threadless.
Have 4 command points. But ultimately, it's when you pull it off,
game
it's pretty
breaking stratagem.
powerful.
But we joke. But
Yeah.
Kind of.
But we're actually really happy with those designs.
Yeah, no, we
amazing.
love
Man,
them.
they look awesome.
And there's another one coming down the pipeline we're really excited about. Yeah, just some great stuff coming there. So thanks for your support. Thank you. Hell, if you're listening, that's support enough. Everything else is gravy.
True story.
True story.
So, John, what have you been up to?
Hey, so I've been practicing opening a
Oh,
can.
all right.
Yeah.
This is the moment of truth, man.
Moment of truth. So I studied the Warhammer TV clip. Dave, visually, would the microphone seem to be about the same height, or would it be higher or lower for the?
No, the microphone was like 5 feet away from the can. Your mic is
Well,
not
no.
going to pick that up.
We're doing it properly, unless we want to accuse this new GW of cheating and inserting sound
Or
effects.
are you saying that
Winning their own event.
winning their own event?
I'm just kidding.
There's a sinister new GW.
do you feel that, Danny? That's the feeling of losing our sponsorship.
Duncan is just 2 laborers in an overcoat. And the only reason the 2 thin coats picked up as a joke is because the 2 midgets that power him left their coats out accidentally.
Oh.
because it gets cold in the Duncan suit.
Yeah, they're little windbreakers.
And now the narrative is that Duncan Rhodes is just 2 midgets in windbreakers inside a Duncan suit. Oh, but okay. So microphone, it was a little lower. So I'm gonna put it about here.
Yeah.
Lean forward, so because my mic's set a certain way, I'm gonna go underneath this handy dandy table we have here. Real table.
That's a real table.
It's a real
folks.
table. And then apparently, if I crack my can now, it'll be crystal clear.
Wow, that sounded pretty good, actually.
I heard it.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed off if I isolate the audio track and find it's like the echo from the shape of the table or some bullshit like that is what caused it.
Like bounces off the floor and
You
up
got
to the
this-
microphone.
Got the Sydney Opera House underside table.
It's a special design that's
Yeah.
ergonomic. It carries conversation well. But yeah, what have I been up to aside from practicing opening beer cans, much to my very pregnant wife's disapproval?
Baby, this is just research.
I've been building a lot.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I've got, like I said, I'm full head on into Chaos now. I took a slight diversion into Death Guard, but I kind of picked up some models recently, which kind of pulled me back in. So
sucked him back in.
yeah, you did. So I picked up Box of Plague Marines, the new box of 7 of that new kit. Gorgeous kit.
Aren't those models amazing?
Those models are amazing, and
So
like,
good.
Something I was thinking of, like going through that box, is they're all monopose.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not a bad thing. Like, to me, I'm like looking, I'm like, wow, these are just, it's so satisfying, the kits, the way they go together there.
Yeah.
Like the arm lines up real well. Everything is like super, super good on that kit there.
And if you cut off some of the pegs and stuff like that too, you can still do a really decent amount of like modeling on that.
Oh,
kit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
really
for sure.
customize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it reminds me of people like complaining about some of the characters going to monopose and and all that other kind
Man.
of stuff. I was like, wow, looking in most of
What?
the recent boxes, the boxes are monopose.
I haven't seen anybody complaining about monopose characters.
It's
Primaris lieutenants,
it's
yes.
it's on the
but
dark web.
monopose.
Can you adjust?
On the dark web of 40K.
Dark web of 40K. Battle of Lost Dacus.
Is that where they have the squats?
That's where they have the squats.
The dark web.
And
I got
so,
the squats once in Mexico.
That's the wrong kind, man.
Are you sure? All right.
That's called the drops.
Yeah, the demurs. I also assembled a box of Death Shrouds. That kit as well. Holy crap, those models, Danny. The Death Shroud Terminator models for Death Guard.
Question.
Yes.
Did you put the 2 hand flamers on the sergeant?
No.
Have you thought about it?
No.
Okay. Because they're free now.
Oh,
on chapter
okay. Is
approved.
are you
Yeah,
talking
but
about
having
in
2 of them
game?
doesn't do you any
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. I was
But
like,
I
I was like, wait, shit. I was like going through in my head, assembling the model, and being like, but they only came with one.
oh no, I think you can put the champion model has like an option. I think you can put
Maybe.
2 of them.
Why would you? Why would you put 2 on there though? You can only fire one. I mean, you can have. Actually, you can
You
fire,
fire
both.
every gun
Yeah,
that
that's
you
right.
have at that man.
And they're not. I don't.
Hand flamers are pistols though, aren't they?
They're not. They're like special.
Something
thing.
dumb.
Okay.
But they're.
But they might be pistols.
I think they might be. Because I remember looking at it there, because it only has like a 6-inch range.
Yeah, but even if you have 2 pistols, you can still shoot both of them. You can just shoot all your pistols or all your other weapons.
That's
That's
true.
the
All right.
trade-off.
So yeah, I built 3 of those. Again, the kit just gorgeous. Like all of the little details in the Death Guard
Oh
kits.
man, yeah,
It's
Like,
just so cool.
The size on those models are so cool,
Yeah.
and like man, yeah, they just really have knocked it out of the park with Nurgle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. The only thing that I don't like, because I've got a bunch to paint just for fun, is I'm not a fan of extraneous extra crap just being on models. It's one of the
Right.
reasons I actually really like the new Primaris so much, is because
Don't look at my Chaos Spawn models.
there's nothing
behind
there. Yeah. It's just extra stuff you got to paint and make to look different. But on those, I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm good with it because it's all just rusty metal and stuff, so it's not
Little
difficult.
tentacles.
you. Yeah, tentacles, boils,
Whoa,
swords.
whoa, whoa! You don't have to paint the tentacles on a model to be finished with it. You could,
Everything is just armor color.
yeah, you could just make it, paint it whatever color you want and then base it,
That's
Metal
just
skulls
decorative.
everywhere.
It's a decorative
and then
tentacle.
you chip it a lot.
Decorative tentacle.
and then chip it.
And if you're feeling froggy, you throw it in some shake and bake and get some dusting on it, so you're good.
Oh, fantastic!
Classic.
Yes.
So yeah, I built those. I built a couple of. I picked up on eBay some of the blight drones.
I meant to. I was going to tell you I was going to bring you one.
Oh,
Sorry.
Whoops.
Well, thankfully I only bought 2 on eBay.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well,
So-
if you want another one,
I do.
I got your back.
I appreciate that. But yeah, I wanted a couple of those. They seem super cool. The models themselves just look great. And then I started kind of going through my bits box, and I'm kind of planning out this conversion. I'm using the Goblin King from the Hobbit game.
Yeah, he's cool.
That's a really cool model, and I think I can really, with some bits from the Spawn kit, maybe a couple of wings, I can make a Demon Prince out of him real easy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great little model. It's a shame I like a lot of the Lord of the Rings stuff, just because the scale is kind of weird compared to 40k or fantasy.
Sure.
I assembled the guy you're holding right there.
Oh, that's good. That's good radio, definitely. What was this? Epidemius?
Epidemius, yeah. Epidemius, as I started to kind of fall down like a Nurgle route in general. Because, like, I think I was talking to someone on Twitter about it. When you start with Chaos, you kind of keep branching out. And then that list makes you branch
I hope
out.
Because I'm doing corn, hopefully.
But yeah, well, on the plus side, I'm glad I seem to have settled on Nurgle. Like, not even, like, I didn't pick up the Wrath and Rapture box because, like, the accordion chick was cool, but
Yeah.
Oh, so sexy.
And those fiends.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
many
I think
boobs.
I pretty much settled on Nurgle. Like, I like the aesthetic of them.
Cool.
I enjoy the fluff of them. Like, I'm reading Lords of Silence right now.
Oh, man, that's good.
It's a really good kind of insight into how they operate in the post Maledictum universe. Which I didn't realize there was this much fiction out right now about the
Hold on.
post.
It's Lords of Silence is after.
Yes, after the
Tear?
Rift.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're like actually, so they get lost, kind of, like from
Because the Navigatum disappears.
Right, exactly.
Even for the Death Guard.
Yeah, and so Abaddon knew how to get through because he had maps. So he was able to get
or allies or whatever, yeah.
something like that.
Well, because in
But they still use Astronomicon to navigate in real space.
I thought, yeah, okay. I guess I'm thinking of the plague whales from Dark Imperium, where they land on the planet.
Oh,
Is it Dark Imperium?
Well, they don't have plague whales in this; they just have a ship.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I said, that was super cool to me as well. Like it's more kind of post thing, so it's kind of building my army for the next year, which is I think a realistic goal for me to set now. Is I just no new armies during the year, just at the start of it. Luckily, Chaos is an army in itself where I can branch off real fast.
Sure.
So yeah, I assembled all those guys. I played a game with my Death Guard against Nate, one of our local guys.
I watched.
It was pretty good. It was like my first game. I wanted to play Nate because he had Death Guard, but he had this Death Guard army before me. So hopefully, he could kind of help me through a little bit, talk to me about one or two things. So I took a Death Guard battalion with like 3 units of 14 Poxwalkers, trying to be fluffy about it here. I had Typhus. I had like a Winged Demon Prince. 2 of the Blight Drones, 3 of the Blight Haulers, 2 of the Plague Burst Crawlers, and then a little like Black Legion detachment with Chaos Spawn.
Hellbrutes.
Nope.
Nope.
No Hellbrutes this time.
Not yet.
Not yet. Those will come. But yeah, Chaos Spawn, a unit of Raptors, a unit of Bikers, and then Harkin, World Claimer, because I just finished building that model that day. World Breaker?
No, it's World Claimer.
World Claimer?
I thought it was Herald Worldbreaker.
No, it's Harkin World Claimer.
You sure?
I looked at his rules yesterday for a stupid amount of time. But I took him because I want to say, like, I finished the model that day. He's such a good model.
Yes, it's a Harkin World Claimer, Danny. It's just that
He's just being an ass.
it's just that John was never able to say his name right.
practiced
I
just
finally
like the
did.
beer.
Yeah, I cracked the beer open. Everyone heard it apparently because my table's acoustics. And
Yeah.
now I'm getting model names right. So
It's a whole this Mob Rules 3.0.
it's 3.0 going on right here.
Who needs me? God.
Oh, we still need you.
Um,
Because when we get the GSC Codex,
Oh,
we're going to be very sore after Danny beats us up for it.
I'm going to bring Casey a really fancy dinner so that we can record it, so that she's not upset this time, and we can record another reveal video like that.
All right.
He's like, deal, don't, fingers crossed.
That's accurate.
Like
Yeah.
that sounds good, and I definitely won't check with my wife first. But no, it was a really fun game actually. Nate brought his Tau, He had the Taunar Supremacy suit,
Ooh, man.
which is the giant 1200 point Forge World Titan
It's only 100. It's only 1108 now.
with every Tau gun from the Codex on it. There's
56 shots.
56 shots a turn. So
You could weather that.
he brought that, a couple different commanders. He brought like a little squad of battle suits, a couple of units of fire warriors.
How many stealth suits?
None,
I
not
heard-
Gucci.
Really?
Yeah. So it was a pretty specialist army. Oh, and drones, squads of drones, obviously.
Obviously.
So when he deployed his supremacy suit in the corner behind a building out of most of my line of sight. I chose deployment zones, and I should have really thought about that. But
Okay.
okay, well, we're going there. He deployed three sets of drones around the suit, hid him behind the building. Right there. So anything I did shoot at him would be intercepted by a drone, and like the 1/3, 33% chance that I actually hit it.
Okay.
So
What's the point?
So yeah, I just didn't shoot it. I ignored it all game. All game, I did not do a single wound to that supremacy suit.
Nice.
But everything else died. I played a little defensively, aggressively. So because I don't know quite how Death Guard works, and I'm used to these like fragile armies and, relying a lot on the synergy, I hit a lot of my stuff. And it wasn't until like turn 3 that I really started to kind of push forward. But when I did, and Nate started shooting at me, very little damage was done overall. Nurgle is incredibly resilient.
Very resilient.
To 90% of shooting. And it was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, okay, I could have been like way up here earlier. But yeah, it was a good game. I ended up winning overall. I think by the end of it, he had 3 squads of stealth suits and his Taunar suit left because, as you said, Danny, there was no way I was going to do any damage to it. So
What's the point?
what's
Yeah.
the point?
Yeah. All right.
But it's super good. I learned a lot about how Nurgle works. Learned a couple of neat stratagems I wasn't thinking about there.
Nice.
And yeah, so super. It was a nice kind of learning game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, what'd you get up to?
I have just been painting. I have been painting, and I have been painting.
Dear diary, it is day 41. And my wife still won't let me forget that I spent money on this trip, and now I'm losing time with her because I'm painting models getting ready for this trip.
It's cute. You think I have a diary? It's a
It's a video log?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
a video blog. It's
sorry.
a vlog, sir.
A vlog. The Davey and Home Life vlog.
Day 49. My calluses have started to bleed. The blood is mixing with the paint, and it's really making a nice, rich red tone that I'm able to add to my Scutari models.
Day 70. Calluses have healed over. Can't remake the paint color. 1 miniature to go.
Much like Sisyphus.
No, I.
Day 108. My models had syphilis.
Oh no.
Must contact all opponents in the last 6 months.
Hey, can you hand me that Scutari? No, I finished all the Scutari. I've finished all of the foot custodes, and all I have left are the bikes.
To jump in on that, imagine how embarrassing that would be explaining to a girl. Not only that you have syphilis, but you didn't catch it from a girl. You caught it from a small plastic model for a futuristic sci-fi war game.
How did the model get syphilis?
Because the blood paint.
Yeah, the blood paint, because I have syphilis, obviously,
Yeah.
in this story.
This seems circular.
Works not me explaining, my opponent's explaining.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to explain to your opponents. Hey,
Oh, how they got syphilis. I
remember
see.
when you said I had a great paint job, and could you look closer?
Well, you really shouldn't have licked my model.
But anyway, without interruptions, Dave.
Sorry.
No.
Yes, please tell us your
That,
story.
that was
Yeah.
entirely me and syphilis.
Oh, that's it. I've finished the Scutari. I've been
So yeah,
working
you
with
got
Cody.
your 17 Scutari done, right?
the
yeah.
Rusty 17.
The metallic 17.
All right, I've heard
That sounds
two
like a
different
hard.
ways.
That
yeah,
sounds like
no, everybody who isn't playing the metallic 17 calls them the rusty 17.
sounds like a really hard word to spell. Metallic. So I'm gonna go ahead and just call them Rusty 17
That's fair. That's fair.
because Rusty only has 4 letters.
It reminds me of the rusty trombone. Sorry, wait, what do we... So, go on, Dave.
I want to add really
no, I
dreamy
can't
music
wait
to
to-
the background there. That reminds me of Rusty trombone.
No, I'm playing Styges, so I actually painted them Styges colors, which apparently nobody does.
I did that. I'm
Well,
doing it.
I mean, yeah, you did it with the Kill Team guys and stuff, and I guess for other stuff. But the majority of people are like, oh, I'm playing Forge World
whatever.
Zonka fire, and it's I painted it red like Mars.
Right.
So I actually, researched the color scheme and painted it out, and I'm really happy with the way they look. I got a nice dusty cloak.
Yeah,
they
looks-
look
they look
really,
really good.
So-
Really good. How did they? Because I know like the team doubles tournament that you and Cody are playing in.
Right.
Like the majority of the score there is from like hobbying. So how does you and Cody having these two distinct armies? How does that kind of mesh together looks wise on the table?
So we've tied them all together with similar colors. His guys are black and silver with red. Okay, because he's got Death Watch. My Skitarii are black and red and gold, and my Custodes are gold and red. So all the colors tie together. We've got the display board, which I picked everything up for this.
What's your display board going to be?
So right now I'm currently researching through GW what their text font is every time they do a redacted video or something like that, whatever font they use for that.
Yeah, usually I've tried to look for things just like binary or like on the font side or alarm clock.
The answer I've gotten so far is that it's definitely not Comic Sans, but also there's an interesting quote from
you should most definitely do it in Comic Sans.
Yeah.
Then they'll know you're serious, but also a little friendly.
It's
But only a little bit.
What was the quote? Is apparently the lead designer for their who does all the videos, writes all the storyboards and stuff out, has a quote that is Comic Sans is such a terrible font, but it just wants to love you. It's just
It's like your mom.
yeah. Except she's an awesome font. Sure. No, but I'm looking for a binary thing.
We should really start running an angle where just Dave professes how much he loves his mom every time we make fun of her.
I do love my mom.
Remember we started a podcast about Dave's mom.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'll save it for
It's every other Thursday.
I'll save it for the mom cast.
Yeah.
Mob Rules Momcast.
The Mob Rules Momcast.
Where you just, play clips of me saying, I love my mom, and you guys making mom
I would
jokes.
just love it if we released like a
got a mom
one-episode
soundboard?
special, like an additional episode, then just called it the Mob Rules Momcast.
Next
And it's
time
just
I'm too
three
sick.
of us sitting down and just being like, man, my mom's great. And you're like, yeah, your mom is great. And just have that for 30 minutes, complimenting.
So, so the way the scoring is, you got 30% of your score is actually how you do in the tournament itself, and 70% is the hobby score, of which X percentage of that 70%, which is actually more than the 30% for the battle score, is theme decided by the judges. Who is
Could you make the
Longmore?
the theme friendship,
I could. I'm not going to.
and then
You
just be really great friends?
You guys could take like a bunch of like Polaroids of yourselves doing things that friends would do.
Oh,
like
yeah.
on like a
And
teeter
handing it to your
totter,
opponents.
and then like putting like little heart stickers to link them together and making that part of your display board.
Or get a bunch.
Are you saying we make a collage?
Yeah.
Get
Or
a-
a scrapbook.
Yeah.
Get a bunch
of the tournament while you're doing it.
Oh man, that would be
my
so
God,
meta.
Yes.
Oh, with one of those like Instaprint cameras.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh man.
Hey,
know,
my
I
name's.
have one.
I'm
should
not
take it.
surprised by that.
Well, for our wedding, we got it.
Yeah. You just be like, hey, my name's Dave. This is my partner Cody, and this is our
My partner.
Oh,
and this
can
is
we not say partner Cody? Teammate? Can
and
we go
this
with
is
teammate,
Cynthia.
please?
She's cataloging my life for me,
Fuck.
including this game. Do you give consent for your life to be a part of mine?
Sign here on this release form.
I'll be selling this later.
I'll be selling this later.
So-
Dave, a life in vlog.
It's my memoir. In a life in vlog. Is that
A
what you
life
said?
in vlog. Because it's 1997.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Sorry about that tangent, buddy.
so no, we want to do like the redacted store, like orders issued through a print like that, and have it
Yeah.
hanging off the front of it. So, and then the display board itself is the Las Vegas desert, 50 miles out from Las Vegas.
Nice. So just sand.
No, I've also got a Miller High Life sign that I've made.
Oh,
That's
you
all.
didn't specify direction, so I assumed it was just in the nothing direction. So just
Right.
like a flat patch of sand.
Are you gonna put a bunny ranch sign?
Oh yeah.
'Cause
No, we're
all
not
the
that far
cat
out.
houses are out.
It's farther out than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how far it
I
is.
don't know you'll be marked down for geographical accuracy on a futuristic version of a current location on the display board.
Right. So
I don't think it'll be that much.
our main theme is, coming down from the frozen north. So the
Yeah.
sign it's actually like a stretch of highway with the desert, and it's got road signs. It says Vegas. One of the signs is Vegas 50 miles. And then on the opposite side of the road, going the other direction, will be Seattle. The places, because we're stopping in Seattle on the way down, and we're stopping, leaving Anchorage. So it'll be Anchorage, 4,000 miles, and Seattle, whatever the actual legal distance is from that point.
Oh, you're well over the legal distance.
And then the guys are just kind of tromping through the desert towards Vegas. Is the
That's super
display
cool.
board.
Yeah.
I give you a hint. Like me.
I would appreciate it though if you could stop slamming Rob Bears. He's one of the main judges. I'd like to have a chance to win this thing.
He just doesn't like me.
It's a good thing he doesn't listen to our podcast.
I was blocked by bowls, not by spiky bits.
Yeah, I know.
I'll give spiky bits that. As much shit as I talk, they never just outright block me.
Clicks are clicks, homie.
Clicks are clicks. That's right. But there was a old convention up here. It doesn't get run anymore, called Battle Brothers.
That's not true.
And then
I hear it might be coming
sorry,
back.
it's a fresh convention that doesn't get run anymore called Battle Brothers. Ted and I cheated our way to victory in the army appearance category in that, because we created our display boards together, and then they were designed to be two halves of the same battle.
Okay.
And then we set our boards up beside each other, so instantly the attention went to our boards and other people's. So I'm just saying, find a way to cheat. What is no one else doing?
I'm trying to bribe people. We're giving away dice. We got
telling people they should definitely click on spiky bits.
Yeah.
It's hot news.
you guys listening to the Long War podcast? Because you should be.
Yeah, you could put a little sign on your display board that says like best 40K website on the planet, Spiky Bits, with like
Best
the web address.
40K
I couldn't-
podcast on the planet.
I couldn't do that.
Long War.
Yeah. You couldn't do that. Not
You-
a good
you
conscience.
haven't.
I want to win.
Really?
I want to win, but not that bad. Could I just instead
I
bring
just,
my mom down to service the judges?
I just- Oh, Dave, why you gotta be making mom jokes? It's not cool.
I'm asking if that's an option instead of that.
I mean,
it's
always an option.
Okay.
It's not a good option, but it's
She's Club 49. I can get her a cheap ticket.
no,
2 weeks out.
Add 20 to that.
69.
that's her age.
They call her the return flight because she goes both ways.
First class.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're making headway. We should be done. I did source out building some Imperial Knights for the night fight because we came down to the conclusion we just weren't going to get it done.
Yeah, I have literally every night.
No, you don't. You have 2 knights and the Dominus, which we can't use. So
Oh, you can't use the Dominus?
no.
You can't even use the the Valiant?
No, you can use you can't use the Valiant either because they're the same power level.
Oh.
It's I want to say it's like 27 power level is the cutoff.
Interesting.
And
Well,
they're-
one of those
they're
was
28.
fully magnetized, so
Oh, neat.
sucks to be you.
So,
You're so mean.
there's a local guy out here that put up that he wanted to build. He would do a.
Oh yeah,
he would offer a deal.
Didn't
to
realize that soon he'll be behind schedule, and undercosted.
Yeah, let me know how it goes because I'm a little leery of like giving a lot of models to somebody I don't know.
Well, we give him $600 worth of models. So
4 nights.
yeah, yeah. And he was asking about us. He was going to do them for $10 a night, which is just. And the theory is that he wants to keep the extra bits. Well, we don't want to give him the extra bits, so I took out my my big Land Raider bits box.
Oh, I thought you just sent him to the model, sent the model to him with the extra bits already clipped out of the
Yeah.
sprue.
Here, build
Which
these.
would be
Oops.
awesome.
Hey, where's the extra
Sorry.
bits? Sorry.
This is how I bought it from eBay.
It's pro painted already. I wouldn't need him to build
Great
it.
impression.
Yeah.
So I took out my big old bits box and I said, "Have at it, dude." And he pulled a lot of bits out and then said, "All right, so instead of $15 a model, because he's going to fully magnetize them for us as well."
Wait, for $5?
Yeah.
Jesus
This
Christ.
dude, Jesus
Wait,
Christ, he's killing
wait,
the economy.
Wait. He took out enough bits. He went, I feel like I took too many bits. The box still barely closed, first off.
Danny, get your models to this man before he realizes.
Danny, he took enough bits. He took $15 off. So we're getting 4 knights built, fully magnetized. $45.
Wow.
Whoa.
And I got to go home and go, look, honey, I got rid of some bits, and I got happy.
Oh
sex.
yeah. My wife is like, what are we doing with all these bits? And I don't fucking know. Just keep throwing them in a box.
God, what are we doing with this baby, Amanda? Just throw it right back
It's under
at
the
her.
I
crib.
had to give
That's
up
where the
my
bits are.
I had to give up my bits room.
I have a bits room. Oh.
Soon again.
So yeah,
well.
that's what I've been up to. That and just kind of interacting with people on the
Or
internet.
you and Cody going to get some practice games in before Vegas? How's the schedule looking for that there?
Good. It's looking great.
So
totally have it
no
on the
is what I'm hearing.
docket.
So
Does it count?
listeners?
That we have haircuts scheduled?
If you your team theme is nice haircuts that mom would be proud of.
That's the team name too.
Yeah.
It's real catchy.
It's
Rolls
really
off the
long. Yeah, it's long.
tongue. Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, we actually don't have a team name. It's going to end up just being like Team Alaska or
Team
something
Mom
stupid.
Cuts.
I'm just saying, Team Twin Dragon Mongolian Barbecue is an excellent name.
Yeah, but I don't know that I can get them to say that
Team-
out loud and with the song.
That's why you have to
Mob
win.
rules +1.
No.
Maybe just +1.
Nah,
Faith
I'm leaving
+1?
mob rules off.
Faith +1. Faith +1.
Faith no more.
No.
No.
That's it for me.
Danny,
Hey.
take us out of this Faith No More loving
Yeah.
slump.
All right. So,
Video is literally playing through my head right now with this fish is slapping in the,
I was going to say,
water.
we
He's
spent like 30 episodes making fun of your mom and calling you old, but I've never seen you more pissed off when we said that Faith No More were shit.
I'm not actually. Just I was trying to remember the lyrics to the song, and all I could picture was the fish dying in the video. And now I'm sad.
anyway, so on a happier note,
Happier notes. Yeah, Danny, what are you even up to?
I've been painting a lot of happy little orcs.
Happy little orcs.
Ah, your orcs look really
Yeah.
good, but not finished. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. I like I
On their
haven't-
way to
Yeah.
greatness.
So the ones that I put up on the preview this week,
For Whip Wednesday.
for Whip Wednesday,
Which, by the way, thanks for participating
yeah,
in that
no
because
shit,
I
guys.
really love seeing all the stuff you're working on.
I like the
it's
guy.
really cool.
I like the guy that didn't actually post anything. He said, "I'm not working on anything. I'm just finding out which Primarch I am." And I was like, "I'll take that quiz."
Hell yeah!
That
I'm
was
sad
fun.
that you both took it because I was going to make you take it on air.
Oh,
I would take
But
it
now
again
that
because
you
I was
know
trying to get
those answers,
Horus.
then maybe we can do it again so you can tailor your answers.
I'm actually disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I tried to answer honestly, and I ended nice.
Oh, Jesus.
Just own it, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so
I didn't feel it coming until it was like halfway up my throat, and I was like, "What's that sound?" in
That's
my
what your wife said.
wow, that was very good, Dave. I'm very proud of you right now. That was amazing.
Is something your dad has never said.
Oh. Anyway, so
My
I'm painting
dad's dead.
orcs. The ones that I put up for Whipwed
Yep.
are I had not painted the bone on them yet, or washed them, or redone highlights, and so I've done all that stuff. So
And they look way better.
Oh, I'm just
a
saying
million
that
times better.
all of the every time you post up for Whip Wednesday, they're all in the same state, and I'm like, I could see you actually stopping there because you're trying to get through them faster. You know what I mean? Because you have like 500 models you're taking to LVO or something like that.
Well,
Which, by the way, if you need to use my carry-on to get your stuff down there,
No, I'll be fine. I got this. I'm just gonna get one of those GW hard cases, like the
Those are super good.
like the little square black ones, like that one.
Yeah.
But that should be able to hold, I think, all 200 models because they're all infantry.
Yeah,
and like
for sure. Well,
60 of them are grots.
so my usual 2K Eldar list fits in that case.
Nice.
Are you
And
taking
that's-
anything other than that though?
Well, and then I'm gonna have a checked bag with like my clothes.
Oh, don't check your army.
No. The bag is coming with my case is coming with me on the. Dude, I'm in first class. I can
No,
take stuff wherever I want.
yeah, I know. High five for first class, dog.
It's so good. It's worth it every penny. If you have to choose between flying alone in first class or flying with your partner and coach, fly alone in first class every time.
Every time.
Leave your spouse at home.
They will come after you to be mad, but they will fly coach.
And they can't get to you. They're not allowed in first class.
Please pull the curtain. There seems to be a raving mad woman back there.
She seems crazy. Anyway, so I'm 20 works in, so I have 20 works done.
Nice. And you run 60, right?
Is that it?
No, that's 90 boys, and then 25 Ludas and 25 Commandos.
Oh boy.
And 6 characters. So it's like...
So, any vehicles?
Nope.
Okay.
Because, yeah, the version of your list you've been running is like a no-vehicle list, pretty much.
Pretty much.
All right.
So, yeah, it's a lot, but I'm getting there. Hopefully, I think I'll be done. We have a tournament on
Saturday.
Today.
Today.
Sure. Yeah, today. Yeah, today. And I am going to be taking orcs to that, and I'll be taking my list, and I'm hoping to have one squad of shooter boys done for the event,
Sure.
which I think is manageable.
Yeah.
I want you to win that event.
I really can't. Me too. I need the extra 10 ITC points.
Oh, it's not that.
I would
It's
like
just-
you for you to win that event and for to 20 other people to show up
Well,
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
to
If you
increase the multiplier.
if you lose the event though, it's going to have you second guessing possibly your list. No, wait, because
Oh.
it has to be submitted by then, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I already submitted my list actually.
Yeah.
So I'm sticking with this list. I think it's good. There was one choice I was kind of questionable on. I have a Big Mech in my Bad Moons detachment that I'm kind of like with a shock attack gun, and I'm taking the Relic one,
yeah.
which is like double the shots and D6 damage instead of 1D3. And I thought about swapping him out for a War Boss so that I can auto pass morale on my Grots when I pass like a Grot shield stuff off to them.
Yeah.
Which I think is, it's a good choice, but when I played against Nate as well in the super suit, and man, the shock attack gun felt valuable
Yeah.
in that matchup.
It's such a threat. I mean, hitting on 5s is bad, sure.
Yeah, but 2d6 shots.
2d6 shots is ridiculous, and the damage you can
I was
do
going to say,
is
isn't
ridiculous.
it? Is it D3 or is it D6?
D6.
The-
Yeah.
So the relic
So it
shock
could do a
attack
lot.
gun, is double.
And it's minus 5 AP,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a
Yeah.
60-inch range. So, like, at one point after I killed the super suit in my game against Nate,
Show off. Like, you just ignore it like everyone else.
Yeah.
well, I tried to, like,
But I
not
guess with
let
your
it-
like super infantry heavy army, like
man,
can
it just
wipe you out.
dominates me. Like, I thought about just trying to like play really conservatively and not try to engage it, and then I was like, nah, fuck that. I want to see if I can kill it. And eventually I did, but it
Yeah.
killed about 120 orc infantry.
Yikes.
By itself.
How many did you bring back?
30.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
well,
so
it
all
was
of the
like
infantry.
it was like 17 that I brought back because like there was 13 left in the squad, and I'm like, well, they won't live through Nate's shooting phase, so
Charge.
no, I green tided them back because
Oh,
there was
okay.
13 left. I was like, well, they're down below half, and
30 wounds is better than 13.
that's right.
Mm.
So so I brought them back on my side and to jump them back into combat, and I lost 12 on the Overwatch. So lesson I learned. Don't charge the super suit. That's what I learned. I'm just
Lesson
not
I
going to.
learned is the super suit doesn't have greater good.
It does not, which is
Yeah.
great. It,
Which
it
is
shouldn't. That would be
because-
super stupid.
Yeah.
I started I sent a squad of my raptors into screen. I'm like, all right, do your stupid fucking Overwatch for your suit. And he's like, oh yeah, it doesn't have greater good. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, something I was talking about with Nate was just that I don't think the super suit's worth it.
I think you have to build a list that has it as a really good asset, but it's not the be all and end all of your list. Like you still want to have like 700 or 600 points worth of actual army
Right.
instead of like a ton of characters.
Because, yeah, like my tactics against the suit were pretty much make sure one unit is parked in front of my characters in every turn.
So what I think he's taking it in the Supreme Command
Right.
because he thinks that it doesn't get sept bonuses if it's in the auxiliary super heavy, but I'm pretty sure that they do for Tau.
And I
think it's Knights and Guard that don't get the
Because
like
it
sept
specifically
rules.
says that.
Right, yeah, for those things. I'd have to check my rules, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. In that case, then he can drop some of the HQs, like
Right.
superfluous ones,
Right.
and take like 2 battalions,
Mm.
which I think is doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Fire Warriors are only 7 points, and you only need 5 in a unit. So you can take like Shadow Sun, another suit commander. So the other thing that I think that he's doing that I think could be better is using the command and control node on one of his characters, like Shadow Sun, where she doesn't shoot, but she picks a battle suit unit within 6 and lets them reroll failed wound rolls.
Oh, right.
So for like all 60 shots that thing has, getting to reroll failed wound rolls would be really good. So
Agreed.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk with him about it really yet, but I think that that's a good choice. Anyway, so I've been painting orcs, been playing a couple of games here and there. I played some good tournament practice. One of our better local players, Rob Porter, who's also going to Vegas, I got a good game against him, which was really tough. We played until turn, so we quit on 2, like the start of my turn 2 because I went second. Because basically we could kind of narrate out how the game was going to go at that point, and it was like, well, we can keep playing, but like you already have this game in the bag, Danny. So it's like, what's the point at this point?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that's kind of how my week has been going,
Well, nice.
or 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, that's how your 2 weeks has been. Well, I'm excited to start painting my Death Guard /
Dude.
Black Legion. I painted one Black Legion thing. I remembered I hated painting black. It was a small issue.
Okay, so I did, and then I figured out this recipe that I really like, and like it's super easy and looks good.
Oh, let's take a look. But I also like the idea of purple Plague Marines
That'd be cool.
because the color go really well and have like green as the accent and purple as the main color instead of the opposite way around. Like, you know,
They'll look like the Hulk.
yeah, the Death. Oh fuck yeah, let's just do that.
I've been
Purple pants.
I've been seeing a lot of really
Green torso.
nice looking Death Guard lately that are like kind of winter themed.
Yeah.
They're fucking sexy.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking. Or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
So that sounded really good.
Yeah. Crisp.
So funny thing, when you point a microphone directly down at what you're doing, it'll make amazing sound. See, internet.
So, by comparison,
I just needed a $100 microphone, a $30 cable, and hundreds of dollars of recording equipment to prove this. But Danny, yeah, please.
yeah. So here's our like our test to make sure that we know we're not cheating you here out of anything special, or it's not a recorded sound.
Sure.
I'm gonna do it like John typically would do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was
Fuck
like
you.
100
I
times
don't-
better than John's.
I don't usually do it that way. I do it badly.
Yeah, that was good.
Where
You
people
did not do
ruin
it his way.
charity paint streams to point out how poorly I do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
All right.
It's just a good night for cracking open a cold one with the boys.
And
Yeah.
just
Or morning.
It's
you're probably
Saturday,
listening to
my
morning.
dudes.
It's Saturday morning. You know,
Watching some cartoons.
Put on some cartoons, get your bowl of cereal, crack open some Bud Lights.
Pour in some Bud Light in that cereal. You'll thank me.
Speaking of Saturday morning cartoons, Eisenhorn has another book 20 years ago.
Oh, did you want to go into that? Because I really wanted to talk about the 2 super new reveals GW has got for us before we launch into that.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I forgot about the super secret stuff
I mean, it's not super secret.
that everyone already knows
Yeah,
about.
totally already. I just want to talk about it.
Okay.
Fucking-
Hey, you've got to let me do a really shitty transition into it, though.
All right,
I
go
just
for it.
did.
All
No, for the next one.
All right. Okay.
Reveal the first.
Oh, so for those of you that hate Funko Pops, GW is getting some Funko Pops. I can't wait to repaint those fuckers.
Oh, man. I had something for this one as well.
Go for it.
No, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
It was my little complainy, soapboxy music about Funko Pops.
I mean, I know
Hey guys, bitching about Funko Pops. GW literally is not making this. What happened is Funko is a company that signed a contract with Games Workshop. Games Workshop hired a separate third-party artist to design these, which was then sent to Funko to approve to make into models. Things I have seen over the last 2 days that this has been announced. complaining about the scale of the Funko Pop.
No, they're not true scale Funkos.
Can I just say Funko Pops are a fun pop culture like piece of memorabilia that you put on your shelf. I'm excited to put the Space Wolf beside my like little Doctor Who Funko Pop. Maybe I'll put the Dark Angel in a TARDIS. You know what I'm not going to do with it? Put it on a 32 millimeter base and try and fucking play it on the table.
No, it's a Primarch
It's got to be
size.
at least 80 millimeters.
No, it's going to be a Scout. I gotta get it out there.
As a Scout.
But so no one's time was wasted on this. This created one other job.
Or more.
This created many jobs.
Like there's like 500 Chinese people right now who
And
are
hey-
employed because of this.
Someone said, I think I read, they were like, for the first time, I will not buy this piece of trash that Games Workshop has produced. Again, Games Workshop didn't produce it. They sold a little thing and was like, hey, for every Funko Pop you sell, send me $1.
Right.
No one has stopped designing Sisters of Battle so that Funko Pops can come out.
And this will
not
help
true,
them
John.
hire more people to design Sisters of Battle potentially.
You know, I was talking to a Hot Topic store manager about this. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, tell me
hey,
all about that conversation.
Jesus, emo John
I was
in
like-
the house.
I was like, hey, let me know when these come in. Apparently, the day they were announced, she had like about 100 phone calls
About them?
from people asking about Funko Pops. And she was like, what is a Warhammer? So I'm like, well, let me tell you.
That's amazing.
So yeah, and it pulls people in, like Danny said. It's just I had someone complaining the Warhammer Adventures series, the kids audiobooks that are coming out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they said that this wouldn't lead to 40K getting kid eyes, but now we have Funko Pops. Hey, Funko Pops aren't going to change the direction of the story of 40K.
It's not even a toy.
not even a toy. It's some shit you put in a shelf or buy and keep in a box and think they're going to be like Beanie Babies. in
Now, when
20
they
years.
come out with a Primaris Marine action figure, first of all, I'll be the first in line to get one. 'cause-
Oh man, but
You will.
yeah, I will.
You're gonna have to fight me for that
I
spot.
will
Okay, I will.
I will complain when my old tactical Marine action figure I had is now useless.
Well, it hasn't been useful for a couple months, but
Well, at least it wasn't actively replaced. But yeah, Danny, you'd be first in line.
Yeah, to get an action figure, but
Right.
like these aren't even toys. Like
No.
they're just like a figurine that sits on a shelf. Like it's not for kids. It's not necessarily for kids. Kids aren't buying these.
I'm gonna do some
necessarily.
Tabletop Plus 10-minute Funko Pop Marines.
Yes.
Just repainting those bad boys.
Oh, you're gonna repaint them? I thought you were just gonna open the box and be like,
Oh, dude.
10-minute Marines. Here you go. Done. Whole squad. Like I gotta go out and buy 5 of them.
they're a Death Watch squad.
But I got.
Oh, you could repaint them as Death Watch.
I would have to repaint one of the helmets to be the sergeant helmet, and then put it back in the box to be like, all right, 10-minute Marines. Here you go. Ting ting ting. True scale, even for you assholes that want true scale.
That was my soapbox.
I'm glad we could sit here for that.
Funko Pops aren't the fucking end of the world. They're stupid little plastic figurines you waste $8 on because you have hot cash.
Because you robbed a store.
No, hot cash is what you get on Hot Topic. Jesus, Dave.
My bad.
Have emo kids.
I don't. My kids are normal.
But yeah, so that was the first reveal, was the Funko licensing with GW, which honestly, I'm super excited about as someone who likes Funkos as it is. Like Funko Rhinos, Funko Chaos, Funko Xenos.
Oh, shit.
There's so many different
Oh,
things
one of
they can
those
do.
a Funko vehicle with like a Land Raider and a dude popping out of it at just the head, like they do with some of the other stuff. Oh,
If they come out with a Funko.
fun car.
Yeah, I was thinking Eldar. If they come out with a Farseer for one, like I would be at that in a
A
second.
Funkoer.
Yeah, a Funkseer.
A fun-
An Eldrad version. Just
Dude, yeah, I'd just cream my pants.
So
right
yeah, they're good things, and if you don't like them, just don't buy them.
yeah. That's all there is to
don't
it.
need to know you don't like it. Just don't buy it.
Or send all of your hate email to mobrules@gmail.com.
Oh, dude, I
care
would
of
read
John.
the shit out of some hate mail on there.
Or leave John a voicemail. You can find our voicemail number on our webpage.
Or
on
tweet
our
about
Facebook
it
page.
with the hashtag Dave Sucks.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
even if you're disagreeing with John. But what was the other big reveal?
Oh, the other big reveal was for the model that's going to be available. I think it's actually available at the Black Library Weekender, which is
Ooh,
coming up
the
this
Commissar?
weekend. Oh, the female commissar.
Hells yeah.
No boob plate.
Yeah, it's realistic, right?
It's just so nice. It's
You
such a
know,
nice model.
And she's like proportionate. Like her legs are not like super bulky or anything. Like she looks great. It's a good looking miniature.
It really is, and it's a character for a book series. She used to be a short story series, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
Yeah, it's
she's
a character from the book. The author of that book was describing on Twitter like the literal meltdown she had when she realized the character she created was being turned into a model,
That's awesome.
which
yeah.
is such a cool feeling.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and it looks good. The only complaint is that the scabbard is on the wrong side for where she's
Is it
holding
on
the
the
sword.
same side of
It's
the
on
sword?
the same side as the sword. So
Well,
it's like picky little details, you know.
Seriously.
Maybe she Dread Pirate Roberts did. She drew it with her left hand and then was like, "I'm not left-handed," haha, and threw it in her right hand.
Sure.
You know?
maybe she just has it out to keep the guardsmen in line. Maybe it got sore in her right hand, and then she had to move it to her left.
Well, it's in her right hand, so she hasn't done that.
Yet.
Anyway, a model probably looked bad with it on their left side, so they moved it over to the other one. That'd be my guess.
Potential. I mean,
Something
it's
like
possible.
that. But yeah, it looks great, and I really like the fact that it's not boob armor.
Yeah. No boobs.
Like, you don't need to make a female figure by giving it titties.
Right.
How else will I know it's a female figure, John, if it doesn't have titties? That's the only way I
Like,
can tell
it-
the
it was-
Eldar Guardians apart.
The complaints about Sisters of Battle because the faces weren't feminine enough, or like what was it? Like that was one of the complaints I heard about them.
Okay.
Those were probably the best
But those are-
old
yeah.
female face models for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know,
Even the new ones are super good.
Everybody's so excited for Sisters of Battle plastics, and all I can think about is those freaking Escher Necromunda models that were
Oh my!
You
17
mean when-
pieces for a head.
But
You
they
mean
were
when
amazing.
the head
They,
was a
they
C?
looked amazing, but it took, you know.
I actually have not built my Escher models that are still on the spread.
I stopped because I was so angry because the bits are so little,
Yeah.
Oh,
and I have big hands, and you have bigger hands.
You know what they
Tweezer
say about
that
they're
shit,
very
buddy.
dexterous.
podcasters with big hands?
They have a small dicks.
content.
No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure. Content.
Unsatisfying content.
We don't finish early. We just disappoint you.
Yeah.
But at least it's from the start and not at the end.
Yeah, you know what you're getting
A
into.
crescendo of mediocrity.
You kept coming back for more.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's been some other stuff, but those are the two that excite me the most.
No,
You
no,
know.
it looks great. And like I said, yeah, Danny.
I was gonna say the rules for Kill Team for the Tech Priest and the
The gunslinger.
Gunslinger?
Get Dr. Robotnik and Texas Chainsaw or Wild Wild
I
West.
think you
Gene
mean
Stealer
Red,
Cult.
dude.
Yeah, I think you mean Red Dead Gene Stealer.
I was gonna say the Gene Stealer with no name.
Red Cult
Oh.
Redemption.
Red Cult Redemption.
That's
Nice.
about as close as I can get.
Fair.
But yeah, gorgeous looking models. And even though people are joking, like me in particular, that looks like Dr. Robotnik a little bit.
I love that model.
It's such a great pose. It's
Just disappointed with the paint job that they put on it because you can't very easily see that it's two hands together instead of one hand.
I
digging
like
up a
that
nose.
he's shushing people.
He's not shushing. He's steepling his fingers.
It's concentration for to nail him with his like art cannon or whatever. I think I'm gonna buy two actually. So I'm gonna buy two of those boxes.
What was it? What's the article say? Something like he destroys any foe he shoots at
from afar.
from afar. Afar equals 18
Like
inches.
an 18-inch range
Hey man,
with
for a
D3
lot of people that's
wounds.
pretty far.
There's D3 damage on that as well, right?
Yeah, unless he doesn't move, and then it's 3.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Speaking of not moving,
sort of annihilates people, kind of brings them down to 2 wounds from afar.
Well, we'll see. Like he might have rules. He might
40K
have
rules.
new
I mean, if you're-
40K's rules are
yeah.
different.
his in
that's
Kill
really
Team, that's
close.
probably
Yeah.
pretty good actually.
Yeah,
in Kill
that's
Team,
pretty
2
much
wounds.
across the whole board.
Yeah, 18 inches. That's satisfying a Kill Team player I know.
And then what else were you saying there, Dave?
Oh, and speaking of not moving, somebody leaked from next month's White Dwarf the bolter rules. So GW being on top of it immediately
you
jumped
almost let
on
me
that.
skip past this, Dave.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about
The
it.
better beta bolters.
Oh, these bolters, so good.
Those beta bolters.
Unless your
dude.
Sisters of Battle are custodes.
Yeah. The cuctors, as we're gonna call them. So Nate and
Soy
I
beta
played
bolters.
with beta bolters the other day, and the only unit I had that it really affected was my unit of bikes. But still, I think it really helped a lot.
Oh, always rapid fire on bikes? Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Because going up with combi bolters and pretty much getting
Yeah.
4 shots, like a unit of 6 of them, is just like I wiped out units in turns with that.
Sure.
It was super super good.
And if they're Slanesh, they can shoot again,
Yeah.
which is rad.
Yeah. Throw them into a Crimson
Because I knew
Fist attachment.
stratagems while I was playing, and I definitely didn't forget all of my stratagems.
Ah.
I think it was my first game. I started with 9 command points. I ended with 5 command points. Because I'm like,
Oh.
shit, I guess I should have rerolled stuff.
The veteran intercessors, battalion with the rapid fire
Well,
guys.
I guess before we
hitting on-
kind of talk about other
Ugh.
stuff like that, the new better beta bolters.
Say that 5 times fast.
No.
Okay.
No.
My bad.
Better beta bolters.
Not
Better
you.
beta bolters.
Not you. John's been drinking since like noon. I know you can do it.
But the rule is that any Marine or Adeptus Astartes or Hereticus Astartes basically gets rapid fire all the time if they don't move.
Yeah. If they don't move, there are 3 triggers that can make their bolters be make the rapid fire trigger. 1, you're within half range of somebody,
Just like normal.
just like normal. 2, you're standing still and didn't move.
That's
so
new.
That's new.
Or 3, you've got the vehicle, biker, or 2 other different keywords.
Terminator, Centurion.
Terminator, and Centurion.
Was it
right?
not Dreadnought too?
Dreadnought's a vehicle.
Yeah, Dreadnought's a vehicle. But Terminators just got with Stormbolters. Stormbolters were already rapid fire too.
You know
so
what? More than that, Centurions. I think
with-
this
'cause
makes
with Hurricane
Centurions a lot
bolters?
more viable.
which is interesting considering, according
Centurion
to what I've read on the
guns.
internet, they're phasing out regular Marines in favor of Primaris. Why would
Well,
they
they're
give
just going to
anything
seal
to
up the back of the model for the Centurion and call
New-
it.
just make it sealed?
Oh, no, it's a
completely?
Primaris in there now.
Yeah. it's Primaris.
Primaris Militarian.
Well, if you read it, anything you read on the internet will tell you that there is Codex
Man, I
Primaris
already
coming
ranted
soon.
about stupid shit I saw on the
Oh.
internet today. Did I show you that post where someone said that they nerfed the Sisters of Battle Codex before it came out?
Yeah, with that, you
How
did.
the fuck can you nerf something that isn't out?
Well, because they didn't get the better bolter rule.
It's because they're not Dave, you were saying.
I was saying, I wish Custo jet bikes got them. I understand why they didn't get them, because if you could have 12 shots continuously, no matter where you are at full range, that's all you'd see on the table.
Yeah.
Especially if you
Well,
were
I
me.
think it works too because I think I said somewhere that Marines needed something. A points cut I feel was wrong.
It wasn't. In order to have a points cut properly affecting the point where they needed to be, it needed to be a much larger points cut.
Which then has knock-on effects for the rest of the game, right? Because
Right.
you got to talk kit, you got to talk about all this other stuff. So I think doing something like improving the bolters in a way that is actually really in line with the story and the kind of the setting
Right.
is a super good idea. Like we all talk about points drops and things they can do to make units better. Random rules like this make things better, I think, way better than a points drop.
I agree. And, the point of Marines is not to be a horde army. And so, thematically. So them decreasing the points and making Marines a horde army would be bad for the image that they
Yeah.
have of Marines.
Right, because
Well,
you would have 2,000 point lister
currently
going
supposed to be a
out with
horde army.
100 Marines.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if they were to drop them further, they're already pretty cheap, I think.
Yeah, I think they're actually appropriately pointed, and I think this rule gives regular Marines with bolters and then the regular bolters to intercessors just that much better.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's a good way of quote unquote fixing Marines without A, releasing an entire new codex, or B, reducing their points to the part where it's affecting the theme of the army.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about with this is Death Watch. I think it might make Death Watch
Too good.
over the top.
Yeah. Because you get the special ammunition.
That also, and then just being able to drop intercessors down out of nowhere, shooting full, and they already put out a bunch of shots.
Well, technically, yeah, they'd be rapid fire, so they'd get that benefit. But otherwise, they would have moved and other stuff like that. I'm really glad they didn't give it to
Aggressors.
Aggressors.
Yeah, that would be
That would be-
They're already pretty good, actually.
It's too much. But yeah, that was about it. So we're going to go ahead and go on a break, and we will be right back.
Fear consumed my every waking moment. It wasn't rational, but there it was, ruining my life. Then one day I came across a book called How to Be a Cheating Asshole. From the very first chapter, it helped me to confront my fear head on. In a world filled with easy answers and cheap solutions, How to Be a Cheating Asshole showed me that the way out of my despair was to use loaded dice and not declare what I'm rolling. Its message was so strong and so real that it put me on the road to a happier, more fulfilling life. And it made my fear a part of my past.
Stop by your local retailer now for a copy of How to Be a Cheating Asshole, also available in audiobook.
I felt too much pressure, so I opened my can off mic.
Yeah, it's good because Danny really showed you up. If there was
I'm just gonna
we were
clip-
giving out medals for it.
We were giving out medals?
Well, yeah.
Did you not know that? Didn't you read your email?
I mean, I sent it. Of course, I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, what the hell, man? But yeah, Danny perfected. I'm going to clip that sound and then just use that from now on. Make everyone think that I have perfect can opens.
You know what I really miss? I got my dick message. Haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
What's that from?
It's from Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah. When they're like
sends a
the
message.
Nova Corps comes
Yeah.
out to help them.
And they show up to help him, and he's like, he looks at what's her face, Gamora, and goes, "They got my dick message."
It's just such a
we got
good,
a
solid.
message from Star-Lord, sir. He says, "I'm sorry, I'm an asshole, but I'm not 100% a dick."
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's been a little bit since I've seen that one, which is sad because it's like probably my favorite Marvel movie.
This is a super good one. Hey, so speaking about super good Marvel movies, Eisenhorn Hereticus.
Yeah, written by
You guys
Dan
said I
Abnett.
could do a shitty segue.
All right, Hereticus, book 3 in the Eisenhorn trilogy. Okay,
Okay, because we
Set us up, Dave.
we've
set us
already
up.
talked about. So we talked about
so
book 1,
That's
book 2,
that's Xenos.
Xenos. We talked about Malice and kind of this great view into the Inquisition
So.
and Gregor Eisenhorn.
So I may have doomed us just before we get started here because apparently Tycho from Penny Arcade is.
They got my dick message.
There it
Found it,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Is reading the Eisenhorn series, and he's on book 1. And I said, reading book 3 right now. He's like, this is such good writing. It's amazing. It's like I was reading a Guardians of the Galaxy book. I was like, well, Dan Abnett, wrote both of those. But he was talking about it, and he's like, I can't. When this ends, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was like, read book 2, you idiot. I'm reading book 3 right now.
And then maybe read Ravener.
Spoilers:
Yeah.
he survives if there's a book 3.
Right. Oh, he's probably going to die. Yes, he is. So
only
book 1.
only his face.
Book 1, we go and we deal with the weird aliens. We deal with Pontius Glaw.
Yep.
And that resolves with him meeting Cherry Pepsi for the first time.
Cherubiel.
Oh, yeah, wild cherry Pepsi.
Wild Cherry Pepsi for the first time. And then it goes into book
Cherubiel,
2.
my favorite flavor of Four Loko.
I like Cherubiel Black, actually.
I bet you do.
Dude, it's 2019. Just describe them.
So it leads us into the next book, which is Malleus.
Yep. And that's kind of more kind of like chaos.
Yeah, where he's kind of getting this. He's starting to realize he needs to use chaos to beat chaos.
Yep.
Yep.
And at the end of it, he
Kind of like that guy that he killed at the end of the first book.
spoiler.
Bum, bum, bum.
In case anybody's
Spoilers
not read
for
it.
the first book
Yeah,
that we reviewed this time last year.
right. Yeah, we really need to up our review.
Was it
game.
really that long ago?
Nah,
I think it was pretty close.
I don't
go
think it
look
was.
it
Have I been doing this podcast for that long?
No.
No, not March,
No.
I believe.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no. He's been here since June. Yeah, since June.
and
Oh,
I was
yeah, but
there for that
yeah.
one.
It's temp time.
Yeah. So
Am I past my probationary period yet?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I don't. Got news for you. Coming off probationary period means you actually got to take more of an effort in it and still not get paid.
Fuck.
Right now, you're an unpaid intern, but we don't actually ask you
We
to
don't
do
want you to be-
anything.
Do you want to be an unpaid executive?
Yeah, it's much more glamorous. So they go and they discover the rift and everything, and they're dealing with stuff, and they fight what's his face, one of the Inquisitors who they thought was long dead for a long time, but it turns out he's turned to chaos, using chaos to beat
Quixos.
chaos. Quixos, thank you. And in the end of the book, he beats him, and he enslaves Wild Cherry Pepsi to be his own demon host. Keeps him locked away. Plus, he also has the
I thought that was the
Codex
end of the
Maledictum.
second book.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about here.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
End of the
Sorry.
second book.
No, he kills Quixos in the second book? I
Yeah.
thought it was the first
It's
book.
the second
Yeah.
book.
It's the second book. First book ends with them killing someone else.
What's his name? Volk dies at the end of the
Yes.
second book, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, poor guy. What a trooper.
You know what I really like about these books is each one organically focuses on each major branch of the Inquisition.
Right. It is organic, right?
Right. So the first one is against Xenos, and it makes sense. And then the second one is against the enemy without, and it makes sense. And it's a natural progression from the first one.
Yeah.
How does Hereticus kind of follow this trend?
I mean, it doesn't. So we end the book, and he's got the Malus Codedictum. He's got the Demon Host. He's doing stuff, but he's still doing it for the right reasons.
But he's the heretic, Dave.
He's becoming the heretic now. Yes, and it starts off with his good buddy sending him a.
Look at me. I'm the heretic now.
It starts off with Rorken sending him a junior Inquisitor guy to work with him because Rorken is dying. Rorken's his longtime buddy who's helped him on all sorts of stuff. He's been in all the other books, basically. He's been an ally.
You've done 22 episodes so far, Dave.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't start paying till 25, though. But in order to get paid, you also have to buy 100 T-shirts.
But they're not even in my size.
Give them out to your friends.
For Christmas presents for the next 2 years.
No, that's per year. You have to buy 100 T-shirts.
Oh, God.
And then, so he sends him a letter, says, hey, I'm sending you this guy because I'm sick and dying. You got to deal with him. And then the guy sends him a letter. It's like, I can't wait to work with you. And then in true Eisenhorn fashion, there's a short letter back to Voke.
Fuck you.
Is it, my lord, what fetid corner of the Imperium breeds these fawning idiots? Now you really owe me. And that's the way it starts.
So wait, Voke is still alive in this one?
No,
I thought he died.
Rourke.
Oh, Rourke. Okay.
Sorry.
The Inquisition all have to have similar amounts of vowels in their name.
Yeah.
And similar sounds.
Yeah. Rourke.
Very
Ravener.
hard names.
Yeah.
Rourke, Vork, Bork,
Spork.
Spork.
That's my
Lord
favorite
Inquisitor Spork.
He's actually really good in two
different
variations. Yeah, he's in the Ordo
Dork.
Malus and the Ordo
Jort.
All right, so
Snort.
Inquisitor General Snort.
Fort. Man, I could keep going, dude. All night.
yeah, that word rhymes with all sorts of stuff.
Just like with Dave's mom. All right.
All sorts of stuff rhymes with.
No. I said I could go all night. Just like I can
And
with
Danny
your mom.
and I won't get sick of it.
That's not what she says, Danny.
Well, I get tired eventually. I mean, I'm not a machine.
10
Dave.
seconds is tiring.
For me. It's very intense 10 seconds.
Right. Back to the book we were reviewing. Sorry if anybody famous is listening to this today.
Man, you know what? I really like
Because
this
of the
book.
quality of the previous hour and 10 minutes.
I don't know why they stuck it out. Eventually they'll get to the book review. It'll
This
be
is
amazing.
this is a great book. Like, can we
Yeah.
start there?
Yeah.
Like, before
Yeah.
we start getting into the plot, this is a good book. Like, it's a good finale for this series, but
As a standalone, even, it's a really great story.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good as a standalone, but if you don't know the characters, some of the characters, when certain things happen in the book, you kind of are like, well, who gives a shit, you know?
yeah, I guess like you feel like some of the attachment to the characters, like when
Like-
the characters pass away.
I could have
Spoilers.
the second book. I could have been just a complete standalone book. Malice could have been a complete standalone book,
Yeah, that would have been a good book actually.
but you know, because you didn't need to know the characters from the previous book, and everything's pretty much explained. So. It starts off with him dealing with his junior Inquisitor. They're questioning some dude for, you know, being a heretic on the planet. They're trying to uncover a cell. Ooh, like they always do.
Yeah.
Very standard.
As you
plot
do
device.
as an Inquisitor.
Very standard plot device. When
Do you think they have like quotas of heretics they have to get every month? You know, like how police have a certain number of tickets they have to
that's
get
a
every month?
myth?
No, I think they can just do whatever
The
they want.
Inquisitor is like, you only got 2,000 heretics this month. It's Friday. Come on.
But I
pick it
think
up.
these
It's the
people
last
are
day of the
so
month. You
driven.
gotta get it over.
Like,
Yeah, fanatical.
yeah, they're not like going to sit around. It's just been like, I think, like they're only going to pick somebody who's not going to sit around all day.
Yeah, I mean, Eisenhorn's gonna sit around and relax because I mean, he's at this point he's like 280 years old or
He
something
has like
stupid like
3
that. in this book.
houses.
Yeah,
He does.
Solidly upper class.
no, that are off the books.
ready for
actually.
retirement.
Yeah, it's gonna move to
So,
Florida.
so they're trying to find this cultist, right? Because he killed Betancourt, right?
So okay, so they're questioning somebody when Fezig. Oh, it's not Fezig.
Fizig.
Fizig. Thank you. Godwin Fizig shows up and says, "Hey, guess what? You know the guy that killed Betancourt, Midas Betancourt? We got a hit on him.
Shit.
His name is Thane something like that. The bad guy, who, by the way, is in this book
This
for
is
literally
riveting.
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking through it right now to find it out.
A bad guy.
Generic
Aaron
bad guy.
guy.
Aaron bad guy. Fade Thrain. Let's go with that. We'll call it that. Fade Thrain.
Or is
and
it Faid?
It's Fade. It's Fayde.
Thune.
Interpret it how you want.
Incorrectly.
Probably.
Okay.
That's how I want to
So Fezzik shows up and is like, "Hey, check it out. We got a hit. We found him. He's on this planet that we're on right now." And Eisenhorn said, "That can't be. You know, we thought he was dead." So it goes into a little bit about how they thought he was dead, and then they load up for Bear and go to hunt him after they verify where he is. All right. So you've got Beckwin, the new kid, Godwin,
We'll call him Red Shirt.
red shirt. Oh no, there are a bunch of red shirts on this mission.
I like the way that they. There's a decent amount.
There's like 10 red shirts on this mission.
Well, yeah, they're all main characters.
No, well, and they're so like true to his fashion of starting off with a big major battle at the very beginning of most of the book so far with characters. He's like, all right, so I've got this guy now who's just joined me, and he's a swordsman, and this person here, she's a death cult assassin, and this person, you know, like in the other previous books, and he just wipes them all out right at the beginning like he does.
Because you think they're going to be important, and
Yeah,
you get invested
yeah.
right away, and then boom,
He's-
dead.
Abnett, really good at making you
So
care about
stop
people.
watching Game of Thrones before you write books.
Except for, he wrote these like 15 years
Oh my
ago or
God.
whatever.
But the
Is that
books
why-
were around then.
Oh my God, is that why George R. R. Martin
Yeah.
hasn't finished the series yet? Because he was like, well, what happens with Eisenhorn? I need more books, Abnett.
Dude, finish the Inquisitor
What happens
versus
north of the
Ravner.
wall?
So I like the way that they introduce that Midas dies, and then like they talk about
Well, he's been dead for an entire book now, but
no,
Midas Betancourt died at the in between Eisenhorn and Malice because you're introduced to Medea Betancourt. Yes.
no, Medea
Yes.
is introduced in this book.
No, she was in the previous book.
Wasn't she naked in Eisenhorn's kitchen in the previous book?
Yeah, she was.
And
the-
then
when
the
the-
thing about how his robe fell.
When the intruders
Oh,
burst
yeah,
in,
you're right.
And
I'm
he's,
wrong.
And he's busy getting a late night snack.
And he had that Eisenboner.
Yeah, and she came in with pasties.
Forgot about the Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can't forget about the Eisenboner.
Yeah.
It's the single eye of the Inquisition.
With a big, meaty, fleshy skull on the end.
Ugh. All right.
Right. So she wants blood because she knows that this is the guy that
Right.
killed Thrain is the guy that killed her dad. So she wants revenge, and they go loaded for Bear.
And he's like promised her.
He said, Well, she's like, I'm coming. And he said, nope, you're going to take the gun cutter and you're going to fly back and just wait for my call. She's like, nope, I'm coming. And he says, no, you're going to go do this. I promise you I will not kill him without you.
Right.
We're
right.
taking him for questioning.
Sure.
So they get to this part of the world, this island where he's on, and they go start looking for him. The first thing they do is they run into a demented priest, who plays literally like no part other than to tell them how many bad guys there are and that he's crazy.
Yeah.
And so they move on to try to, and as soon as they move past taking the priest with them, because they're like, well, we can't leave him, he's crazy. We got to make sure he's okay. So they take him with them and immediately set off an alarm, which triggers a bunch of guardsmen to come running towards them. And two of the red shirts immediately die in this. The guardsmen just start lighting them up
Hey, man. Chaos Guardsmen are no joke.
with they're amazing. Cultists are so good now. Points cost. The guys, so Eisenhorn actually stops all of the cultists by blowing a mind, just screams like, show yourself, and
Mind
uses his major psychic powers, and they all stand up.
Right.
The priest that's with them shits and pisses himself. I don't know why Abnett felt that he had to put that in there, but
Because
it
of how
did.
powerful Eisenhorn is.
Right. It's just, but everybody else that was with him was either Elizabeth Beckwin, who was the blank, or all these other people. Like
They did not shit
no,
themselves.
they were fine, or were psi shielded with other stuff.
Sure.
So the cultists go, huh, and stand up, and they wipe him out.
I always like the way the Eisenhorn psychic powers were portrayed like that. Like stupid things like making someone stand up or making someone peek out of cover.
So do you know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
Instead of like overt psychic power, it's like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, where he does like little things that like are super influential.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed. That's
So
Kind of implanting like simple thoughts and commands, and not going crazy with it, but just lean forward.
sure,
So-
or like cracking a rock in half, like to let the sunlight in.
Yeah.
Or shining a bright flashlight at the Nazgul. You know, like things like that.
Eisenhorn the Gray. Is like,
Yeah,
you,
there you go.
will not pass.
He is gray,
Yeah.
not white. Maybe black.
So they wipe out the cultists and they start making their way towards the next thing when all of a sudden this building just shakes, just starts shaking and just explodes into pieces. And they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And lo and behold, what Fade Thrain has done is fired up a long-lost Chaos Warlord.
Oh, this is where they go to that island.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
They're on
And
the island.
yeah, so they're fighting these guys.
And then Eisenhorn puts on his like psyker pants and he shits himself.
Yeah.
Because a possessed Chaos Warlord Titan is suddenly in front of him and a small inquisitorial retinue. And I really like the way they made this game accurate, as if like when you put a Warlord Titan on one side and then an Inquisitor and like two Acolytes and a Death Cult Assassin opposite. It's exactly what happens in the game happens in the book here.
Yeah. So the Warlord stands up and immediately just start hunting him because, you know, Thrain knows he's there.
Right.
And they're running and they're hiding and they're doing every stuff. Thrain's controlling it, but he's not really because it's a Chaos Titan, which means it's alive.
Right.
But it's not fully powered yet, so it's just kind of using bolter shell weapons and stuff like that. It doesn't have the plasma reactors.
This sequence was so well written.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was. It really was.
It was really suspenseful.
Suspenseful. It made
Well,
the Titan into almost like a horror movie villain.
Right.
While at the same time keeping the sense of scale and ginormity of this Titan. It was still kind of like Freddy Krueger sneaking around.
Yeah. It's very well done, and this is by chapter 3 of the book. So I'm, you know, at this
Very
point you're
early
like,
in.
oh my god, if we got a Warlord right now,
These
what's
guys
he gonna
aren't
put in
going to
next?
die. They explained who they were a chapter ago.
Yeah, they're gonna be just fine. Shit. So you got new guys on the gun cutter with Medea and Amos, who is the savant mathematician fact guy that he has. Everybody else is on the ground, running for their lives from a Warlord Titan, ducking and jiving, and they split up because, you know,
As you would.
you know, Warlord can only follow one of you. So obviously, the Warlord started following him. So Beckwin and a couple of the red shirts and a couple of the other guys that.
Well, they try and shoot it down in the plane, and then it shoots the plane down.
Right? We're not there yet.
Oh,
we're not,
sorry.
Yeah. No.
They come up with more.
Oh,
idiot
Beckwin.
plans
I'm
first.
sorry. I thought you were talking
Beckwin,
about
Elizabeth Beckwin the Blank.
Batancourt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they cross this rickety bridge. The way it's described, you know, the way that I pictured it was like this metal bridge held together with ropes, and they're just running across it. Like the Warlord's going to be on one side, going, "Well, how am I going to get across there? You know, can't cross that bridge. I'll fall 10 feet to my standing. You know,
To my slight lunging
yeah.
position.
Yeah. When all of a sudden an explosion happens on the other side of the island, which makes the Warlord turn and go searching. And who shows up but Nail. Nail shows up. His bounty hunter buddy.
Harlan Nail.
Harlan Nail, who was tracking.
It's hard as nails.
Yeah.
He is.
They're like, what the hell was that? And he goes, the best diversion I could muster for the right now.
He Han soloed so hard in this fucking book.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't
Totally.
turn against it. I super enjoyed his character.
Totally enjoyed it.
He actually gets better in Ravener, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck, now I'm going to have to go check out Ravner.
Well, we could do it. We could do it soon. But so they set off the diversion. They run in for their lives. They send a Vox to the new kid who doesn't know their code
Because he's new.
because he's new.
Because he can
can't
go through.
But
figure
he was
Glossia.
hoping he would be. Yeah, they
Didn't
were
go
hoping he would
through
be smart enough to
orientation.
ask. We don't want him to know because he's not going to be there that
He
long.
was just there
No,
for
he's the enemy, man.
the medical benefits.
No, I don't think so. I really feel like this guy. This was a good, you know, new Inquisitor that was up and coming, and didn't know that he was going to die as soon as he joined Eisenhorn. Unlike me, who immediately knew he was going to die when he joined Eisenhorn, and thought he was going to get some good experience and learn some good stuff. And he seems like actually a
he got
good
learned.
guy. Yeah, he did.
Taught a lesson in
got-
He
pain.
got top.
He got taught something. Might have sounded like something else.
Yeah, sure.
Later. So they retreat to this reinforced old church that the priest was a member of, right? That was his priest building. It's like the strongest building on the island. They get in there, and Eisenhorn has this great idea that he and the other Inquisitor should use his force staff that he had made by the Magos to slay demon hosts and massive demon guys, and channel into the warlord, which is a psychic bump, and basically hopefully wipe it out using Beckwin. Like they would worm their way in and go, hey, we're in. Beckwin, blanket.
Like step close to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the plan was they worked their way in.
Yeah, they were super desperate at this point because there's no way killing it. They can't outrun it. Their cover is being blown up around them.
Right.
They've got bolters. All you got enough shots, you'll be able to take
Everything
it down.
wounds on 6s.
Yeah, I'm serious. So
It's only toughness 12, guys.
I still don't understand this
Only
plan.
has a 2-up save, right?
Yeah.
They're going to make a link between the staff and the Titan, and then Beckwin was going to blank the staff, and that was going to kill the Titan.
Because it's a psychic chaos sign, right? And the machine spirit is very much in control at this point.
Right.
Because it's not fully 100% powered up. The idea, because this demon host sort of demon-y spirit, machine spirit inside the Titan, if they shoot the Titan with this staff, with their concentrated psychic power, what's happening is the demon can kind of jump back through the portal here. So something that they were having during this battle was the demon trying to attack them psychically. So the idea is they channel their power. They have this focus beam of psychic energy, hits the Titan. The Titan then goes back down this to try and get rid of them psychically. And then when Beckwin comes and touches it, shuts off their psychic connection, shuts off this beam. The demon spirit host is removed from the Titan.
It goes inert.
And it goes inert. So the Titan just stops.
I mean, maybe on paper it works.
John, that's correct.
That's correct.
So
does it work?
But you didn't phrase it in the form of a question.
Oh,
so
what is
Yeah.
Wah.
Sorry, I'm going to have to deduct 1,000 points from you.
May God have mercy on your soul.
So they give this a try, and
how does it work?
oh, it doesn't. All it does is anger the
I
Titan.
mean, kind of it works, right? Like
Not
they break
really.
the staff.
Yeah, no, the staff is fine. They break the other Inquisitor.
Yeah,
They
they break
he
the
gets
other
fucked up.
Inquisitor.
He's like, I'm
Eisenhorn's like, oops.
so they
Steps out of the way.
my bad. Betancourt, thinking she would help out, brings the gun cutter in and starts shooting at the Titan because gun
Everything
cutter
wounds
versus
on sixes.
right? Yeah, and the thing immediately just downs the gun cutter. Shit is bad. Beckwin's fucked up because the feedback from the thing, because it didn't work, has thrown her clear across the room into the wall and possibly almost dead, very close to dead. Eisenhorn's barely able to hold it together. The other Inquisitor has, forgotten how to math, and
Because he's pretty much dead.
so the gun cutter gets down on the beach. He doesn't see any ejector pods, so he's assuming that everybody on board is dead.
Right.
Except that the warlord decides that it's going to walk over and finish him off. So
This
it's
is
like,
the
stomps
first
on it.
third of the book where
Yes.
we're hearing everyone's dying. He's alone on an island with a warlord Titan.
Yep.
His only escaper, you're like, oh yeah, the gun cutter's here. They can escape now. Gets shot down in one volley and then stomped on by the warlord. And you're just sitting here like, well, fuck.
Good luck, dude.
So you got the special new Inquisitor stay on the gun cutter, other than the other Inquisitor that was with him. The special new Inquisitor manages to eject
They're
out of the
interns.
back, but get shot and killed by the warlord. So that's the end of him. He's gone. You assume that everybody inside is dead because that's the way he writes. So you lose Betancourt, Amos, and Fezzik Godwin. Godwin Fezzik. You got Harlan Nail currently with Eisenhorn, who's pretty much also backlashed out with no idea what to do. Everybody's pretty much down, and so he does the only thing he knows what to do, and that is to
Masturbate.
release his demon host.
Well, see, I was right.
So doesn't he use the Inquisitor that's not quite dead, but like
Not yet.
dying?
Yeah.
Oh,
he does. So
he does that. Okay, never mind.
So
yeah.
he goes. So Cheruble's back at the vault,
Right.
back at home court in the vault,
In his
where
summer
nobody can
home.
see.
In Gudrun.
Yeah,
Yeah, his
like
summer home.
nowhere near him. And,
Right.
And he uses the Malleus Codedictum to release him with the order of kill it.
Right.
So Wild Cherry Pepsi shows up, says, "Oh, you need me to help you? Cool." Blows up a warlord, killing
Yeah,
every
like no problem.
like no problem. and then
Like Demon Host should be on the table.
comes back to Eisenhorn, and as he's coming back, like, well, this was fun, I'm out of here. Eisenhorn's like, just kidding. Hey, by the way, unconscious Inquisitor, words, and now you're a Demon Host.
Yeah, he did not get consent. It's important
Yeah.
to get consent
Yeah.
in these
Didn't,
situations.
There was some possession rape going on there.
So Eisenhorn's like, "Phew, nobody saw it. We're good. We're
Where's
just
that other
fine."
Inquisitor body? Yeah.
He's still alive. He's
Warlord.
right here. He's fine.
Yeah, look, he's moving around.
When Amos and Betancourt chime in from the beach and go, "Hey, we made it out the back. We're
Can
still
I be real
actually
with you?
alive."
I'm like, thank God.
Oh, honestly, I was like, he killed off everybody. What is this book gonna have? So, I mean, he did. He killed off a lot of people, but
It's gonna be like Saved by the Bell.
at this
New
point,
Class.
everybody is still alive that you still came to love in the last book and this book,
Mostly.
and except Beckwin, who never recovers. So
Nope. Yep. She goes brain dead.
Yeah, Beckwin
Jeez.
goes brain dead from Eisenhorn's plan to defeat this warlord.
Well, I think it comes. I think she went brain dead from being thrown at 700 miles an hour into a brick wall. But
you definitely see kind of the rest of the book. That's a big driver for Eisenhorn as like his role in Beckwin's death
right,
and his general fondness of her.
yep,
Oh yeah, I mean it was like a great star-crossed lover story, kind of.
yeah. He loves her, but he can't be with her.
He's a
you know?
Montague. She's a Capulet.
Tough break, man.
Yeah.
Tough break.
And so they freeze her.
Right, but that's
Give her the old Walt
Plenty
Disney
later.
treatment.
Oh really? Okay.
Harlan grabs her. And he says, "Well, she's still alive." So
She goes to the medical bay.
They take her out, and he has Harlan take her to the very best hospital on the planet. You know, like if you could, whatever your best hospital is, they went there. It wasn't a cheapy freebie. You know,
They didn't go to the clinic.
right? They didn't go to the doc in a box. They went
I'm sorry, what in a box?
cock in a box.
There we go.
Okay.
I mean they went there, but not
so you've
on,
got-
like
Just
set,
for
yeah.
socially.
So you got Harlan and there's somebody else that goes with them.
James.
No, it's actually a named character, but whatever. It's not dead. It's not a red shirt, and it's not dead. Takes Beckwin, and they go to this hospital, and that's the last you hear of them. Okay. So you get
Well, is Kara with them? Is Kara in this book?
yeah, Kara. That's who it is.
Yeah.
It's Kara that goes there. That's who it was. I knew it was female. So Kara goes with them to take Beckwin to get fixed. He decides he's going to go to his summer home on
Gudrun.
on Gudrun. And he gets there and he's set up and he's just kind of chillaxing and he's
In his Barca Lounger.
he does some sparring because he wants to practice. He realizes he's out of shape.
Yeah.
Bought some stuff on QVC.
Yeah, got drunk and ordered a llama, like you do.
A brooch.
A llama brooch.
That's his classy.
He chains up the new thing downstairs.
Yep, as you do.
So-
Well, it's not even downstairs, right? It's like
It's in like
In
a
it-
secret private room.
Right.
but like it's like far away from his house, like under a big
Yeah,
tree where
because he
there's like
wants
a
it-
little hangar.
He wants it to be not known in case stuff gets out because
Right.
he has a heart to heart with people that saw it, and he asks, "Hey, listen." So
That's like the start of a D&D adventure, right?
Yeah.
Like the secret cave where somebody hit like a wizard held like a summoned demon there so that the townsfolk wouldn't know like when he died, and he dies and everybody forgets about it, and then it like becomes unleashed.
kind of.
I don't know. That
That's
sounds
a
like
shitty
a cool.
D&D adventure sounding.
Whatever, it's be awesome, dude. You just have no imagination, Dave.
So we get back to the house, and Medea is just upset that she doesn't know her dad. Like, she never met Midas Betancourt, okay? So they work a seance with this jacket that she always wears, his jacket,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that she could get some ideas of him.
Is it Cerise or Circe or what is it? Something like that.
It's her
Jemima.
mom that, dies or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Jemima.
they get into this and it gets set up with the astropath. So they're doing this memory thing and you're seeing all this psychic stuff and she's experiencing it and she's enjoying it. When the house basically erupts and explodes, alarms go off. It's under attack by some stuff. All of the
Dudes and land speeders.
dude,
And,
just nuts.
I want to see Astra Militarum land speeders.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
at this point, you're thinking, well, it's the Inquisition. Obviously, somebody ratted him out.
Right. For using the demon host.
Somebody else on the island was like, oh, fuck, that dude used a demon host. That's Inquisitor Eisenhorn.
Hey, a single Inquisitor defeated an entire Warlord Titan.
Right.
Maybe we should talk to him about that.
Right. So, like, almost everybody in the house dies. There's a member of the distaff that he finds.
Oh, yeah.
I blank. And she lives through the rest of the book. Surprising.
Yeah, somehow.
Because, you're like, who's this person? Oh, she's dead.
And, like, the arms master, like, tries to hold them up. These are, like, super professional, like, stormtrooper-style soldiers.
These are Tempest Scions, only mercenaries.
Yeah.
They, Amos, the blank, and Eisenhorn grab all of the stuff Eisenhorn needs, and they GTFO.
Right. They try and get to his hangar.
Right. So they steal They steal one of the speeders.
And then they come back for Medea.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's getting chased, and, like, he ends up fighting some of them and killing them, and then getting her, but then the arms master dies.
The Astropath. They've got the Astropath.
Right.
So they're killing people. Like, at this point, the entire household guard is dead. The cooking staff is dead. Everybody's dead, except for the Astropath and Medea, who have woken up from the study and are trying to escape. They end up, like, a psychic backlash is felt from the Astropath, and Eisenhorn, almost crashes the land speeder that he's flying, which is probably a bad idea because super old guys shouldn't be allowed to drive.
Bad news, man.
Yeah.
And he
probably didn't even have to take the Rin test again.
He's like, oh, if he was alive and just now dead, what about Medea? And sends a message, and he gets a response from Medea of, I'm running, basically. So he gets into this firefight with a couple of the speeders that are chasing him and shoots him down and goes back for Medea, gets Medea, but she's gravely wounded, seriously hurt, gets her loaded up and goes and starts trying to Han Solo the shit out of this in the Millennium Falcon while TIE fighters are shooting the fuck out of him, basically.
I figured, I thought he was trying to escape, and then one of them shoots him down, right?
He shoots down 3 of them.
Right, he shoots down a bunch first, because he's Eisenhorn, man.
So he makes a mention to Midas, where he's talking about how Midas said, he said, you always would have been a good pilot like me, but the problem is you never see the bigger picture. So he shoots down what he thinks is the last one following him. And he's like, ha, I got the last one. He'd be so proud of me, because the hunter became the hunted, and I got him. Yay. And then he rises above the trees and gets blasted out of the air by the 4th one that was just up there waiting to spot him.
The smart one.
Yeah. So they crash, but they manage to survive because, you can't kill off Eisenhorn in the story he's telling. So
turns out
the blank.
Turns out an active narrator is not the easiest choice for a protagonist.
Right? Yeah. So obviously they survive the crash. It's not that bad. He grabs his special power sword and climbs up into the trees. High up into the trees. The land speeder comes in to try to blow it up. Everybody is out. Safe. Land speeder comes in and goes flies underneath him. They shoot the crash land speeder, blowing it up and like radioing back like, yep, we did it, we killed him. And that's when he jumps onto the roof and swings in through the open gun door of the other speeder, all sorts of badass, like he's not 500 years old.
Rejuvenant treatments,
Dave,
man, are
did
badass.
it give you hope for the future that Eisenhorn can accomplish all this?
It does. Yeah, I'm good.
At the spry age.
I can't wait to get all sorts of bionics like he does.
Go gadget cock.
He's got this. My luck, it would just be a helicopter blade out of the top of my head.
Where's my boyoing sound?
Well, the helicopter is just one of the moves that your Robocock can perform, Dave.
Robocock.
Sorry, servo-assisted penis.
I'm not PC. You can call it a Robocock. That's fine. Can't wait to get one of those. I'm going to satisfy no women's.
He fights Ed 209, or as he's commonly known as Erectile Dysfunction 209.
So he kills the other guy, snapping his neck the gunner when he jumps in.
Yeah, no,
And
but
then he
it's like a
hijacks the
totally
pilot.
badass,
yeah, totally.
Tom Cruise Mission Impossible style move right in there.
Whoa.
Man,
That's awesome.
is it me?
It's not Danny.
Well, that stopped it. This
Well,
is
yeah,
great
apparently
radio.
Turning off my phone stops that from happening.
So he hijacks the pilot, knocks him out, ties him up, takes the new speeder he's got, goes back and gets everybody, and retreats off to far side of the planet, where he knows somebody from a long time ago who's a medic and teaches classes on being a medic.
And a former lover.
And a former lover, kind of. Yeah.
Dakota.
I mean, they boned for sure.
You couldn't remember the name. Whenever you can't remember the name, I'm just going to make it up. So
Okay.
Dakota.
Dakota? Okay.
Why?
Sounds good.
I'm sorry. Dakota.
Dakota Fanning.
No, that would be ridiculous. It's Dakota Tanning.
Yeah, so
But
they go
that's
to the
his
medic.
recuperation station.
Yeah, and he gets there and he's got the thing and he has the medic save Medea.
By the way, every time you say Medea, it makes me think of
Tyler
Perry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh lordy.
So like the doctor's all concerned about the prisoner and like him torturing him and that kind of stuff, and
Which
so,
he's doing because he wants information on
Oh
it.
yeah, but these guys are like he has a mental block,
Fake
and, like,
identity.
right? It's like it's really bad.
Oh, it's crazy.
So it's taking him a long
It's like
time.
a top-notch rebrand.
Yeah.
Sure,
They
right,
get-
there you go.
They dope him up with all sorts of drugs so they can get on there and get the information. She's monitoring him to make sure he doesn't die from the drugs, and he gets a little bit of information, but not really very much.
Right.
In the meantime, Amos has been scouring the news feeds to see if there's anything else, and they discover that literally everybody he knew and every base of operations he had and all of his allies and everybody else were killed.
Oh yeah, it was pretty much Operation Fuck Eisenhorn.
It was Order 66 Eisenhorn. They just went to town on him. So they're trying to figure out who the bad guy is, and at this point,
like entire sectors of hives were blown up. He loses like he
the
had
distaff is killed.
the distaff, which is like hundreds of blanks that he had amassed over the years.
Yep.
Yeah, his old apprentice Shanabel dies. Like they blow up his office.
Shanabel was somebody else's apprentice that worked with him in one of the books.
Yeah, but it became his interrogator.
Because remember, he inherited him after the other one died.
Right, but he at the end of that book, he went on to become a full-fledged interrogator.
Yeah, eventually he
himself.
signed him on. Yeah.
So there was, that guy's apartment was blown up. There was a vacationing family
I
on
think it was
Island
at this
X
point
that dies.
that Dan Abnett had read The Red Wedding for Game of Thrones. Kill all of your cast.
Yeah,
okay.
nice.
Sounds
I like
good.
it.
Yeah. So they get this information, and they go into town and they send out coded messages using their system.
Snapchat.
Glossier. Feeling cute might delete on
Just
planet.
sends a bunch of pictures of his dick so people know he's alive.
It's Robo Dick.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He slips him into some DMs.
Me sliding
Still
into
alive.
some DMs.
You up?
What about you? He gets a response from Harlan Nail, saying that he's still alive.
The Jason Statham of the 40K universe.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good way
totally.
to describe him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. He says, "I'm good." They send a Glossier message back and forth, and they decide they're going to meet at the end of this planet and take, get off world, get to safety. He goes back and discovers that the doctor has released the prisoner accidentally by loosening the bonds because she was worried about him.
Yep.
Because she's a doctor, so obviously
She's
she needs to
a
make sure.
goddamn pussy.
So Eisenhorn says, "Well, we got to fucking go now." So he makes the doctor go with him. She's like, "Well, what about me?" He's like, "He was here. He saw you. He knows you. He's going to kill you." And that's all there is to it. They killed everybody with me. You have to come now for safety.
Right.
Plus, I want some of that sweet, sweet Dr. Punani. So they get
Diagnose you 20 cc's of dick.
That's a liquid measurement. just so you know.
It's certainly not solid.
right. So they get on the Snowpiercer train. And
I did really enjoy this train. 'Cause
Oh
it
yeah,
kinda-
it was cool.
So
These sequences kind of explain like Gudrun more. It kind of delves back into book one a little bit, and gives us really a chance to breathe after the first half of the book, which has like entire
It's like the first 10% of the book.
Like, but it's entire like retinues on warlord fights, and then everyone you know and love dying, and all these assaults and everything being taken away. The train was just like a really nice decompression for a little bit.
A very little bit.
Very little bit.
He has a nice dinner date with the doctor lady, Dakota, I believe her name was.
Dakota Tanning.
Dakota Tanning.
Dr. Tanning.
Dr. Tanning. Dr. Tanning Tatum.
They make a couple stops. He gets off at one of the stops and checks in with Harlan to see where he's at. And Harlan says, I've already landed. I'm here. I've got transportation waiting as soon as you get here. And he gets back on the ship, or gets back on the train, and the train is going along, but it's got to slow down because snow, and it's not a snow piercer like
Like it should be.
Like it should be. And apparently this train is the way that like the rich people travel on this planet. Like you could fly someplace, but why would you fly when you could just travel on a train? Makes perfect sense,
Well, it could be really fast.
And also they explain
Not
kind
faster
of
than flying. They say that.
in the first book,
But it's more secret.
all of the ruling elite were asleep, and now in this book, they're all
That's a
kind of
different-
waking up.
That's a different planet.
Is this a different planet?
Yeah, it's on a different planet.
I mean, it's probably still accurate.
They never go
Gudrun-
back to that planet.
Yes, they do actually. Gudrun Fizzig's planet. That's the planet he met Gudrun on. Goodwin Fizzig.
Yeah. When, they go back to it?
Yes,
When?
they do. Later,
In the book.
I'll
I
get
don't
there.
remember that.
They do.
Dave will remind us.
I'll remind you.
Where he's leading us, though.
Yeah. So all of a sudden the train gets boarded. It's the same mercenaries, including the guy that he had captured, because obviously they let him go. Once they let him go, he tracked him, and they're fighting on the rooftop of this train. The power sword gets knocked from his hand, and he manages to kill the guy anyway because he's Eisenhorn and a badass, right?
Sure.
So the train stops when they get boarded, and the guys are starting to try to kill everything.
Does make it easier to board.
Eisenhorn's crew, Amos, a dead Medea, the Blank, and the doctor somehow managed to kill everybody along with Eisenhorn, that was attacking the train. The conductors and the train engineer are like, oh, well, hey, you will stop and answer to us. And he's like, listen, there's like 15 dead people around here, and we did it. Do you really want to fuck with us right now, engineer guy? And the guy's like, well, what am I going to do? He's like, I'm Inquisitor Eisenhorn.
I mean, he could have just started with that. He didn't have to be a dick about it.
Well, he did. He's Eisenhorn.
But he can, so
Yeah.
he did.
So he shows him the badge and goes, this train is now mine. Get me to this city.
I own it.
Yeah.
Shit, being an Inquisitor fills so many of my childhood dreams.
Dude,
I could drive a train. I could be a space cop.
Buying
What about a
something
space cowboy,
from
though?
somebody to spite them. One of
Also-
my dreams.
Yeah.
Buying people.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that.
Yep. So they get down there. And, the last you hear is their heading door. And they get there, and so Eisenhorn walks into a bar that he's supposed to meet Harlan Nail in. And
I've
orders
heard this
a
joke.
drink. Eisenhorn walks into a bar. Why the long face? I'm not Inquisitor Azima. That's a horse
I
face
don't
joke.
get it.
Because one of the Inquisitors, it's Haldane. Haldane has the horse face.
don't get
Haldane
it.
has a horse face.
Yeah, Haldane the horse faced.
Horse face
don't
Haldane.
Have another Bud Light, you'll be fine. You'll get it in another.
get it.
Okay. So he walks into this cantina where there's some music playing. And
I would
it's
play the
quiet.
music, but it would pop us on YouTube for
Right.
copyright.
Because you know the song?
Fucking Disney.
Yeah. And somebody walks over, and at this point, they've discovered who the person is that they're looking for. That was looking for them through research and figuring out it was Pontius. It's Pontius Claw's daughter. Okay.
The
I
bad.
don't, they
Yep.
knew that already?
I mean,
At this point in
They-
time,
they-
before meeting her, they
it
knew
was-
it was her
it
and
was-
it wasn't Nail. I mean, I knew they knew it was somebody and not
They knew it
Nail.
was
no,
somebody-
they didn't. They at this point he didn't actually know that it wasn't Nail. He had a suspicion that he was walking into a trap.
Because I thought that he told Nail something that, or like told her something that only Nail would know, and Nail responded incorrectly.
Right, and that is actually revealed in this cantina scene.
Oh, okay.
So it's don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, there goes all the monetization from
You
this
can't.
episode.
You can.
Oh.
You can't even hum it.
Oh, I'm sure if somebody from Disney hears it, we'll be fucked.
Anyway,
Anyway, so yeah, in this bar we
just-
have this meeting, like this secret meeting that was just kind of
with this
set up.
chick.
Hold on, we'll use the Vanilla Ice defense. No. Theirs goes do. Ours goes do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
the same song.
This has been your
different song.
episode of Law Talk.
Yeah. All right. So they get to this cantina. He orders some weird drink, pays for it. It's in a glass. It's made of ice. That actually stuck out to me. He sits there long enough waiting for Nail to show up that the glass melts and the drink is just pouring all over the table when somebody gets up and starts walking over to him, and he, starts talking, saying, "Hey, are you so-and-so the person? So knew it was a trap." She's like, "Aha, we have you surrounded. We tricked you after all, and this is where you die." So he starts asking her questions, to which she says, I don't have to tell you that. He said, "Listen, I'm about to die. What harm is there in telling me?" She's like, "All right, fine. I am Pontius Claw's daughter. We're trying to get this stuff taken care of."
So this is where you realize that the subtitle of this book is Eisenhorn Hereticus, The Revenge of the Glaw.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if I do.
So she's telling him all this stuff about how he, got free and made had the other the Magos make him a body, so he's moving around.
Eisenhorn told him to.
Yeah, that was the Eisenhorn's rule, was give this guy a body.
Wink. It was give this guy a body. Wink.
I don't remember.
No,
the wink.
no, it was
like, for real.
legitimate, 100%.
Yeah,
Give
but
this guy a body.
He didn't want him to give him a for real body. He wanted
He did. He's a man of his word.
Yeah, he wanted him to give him a body. Not
For
a
the
good
most
one.
part.
Not a good one.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he didn't get a great one though.
Yeah,
until
did.
he tortured and murdered the guy to make him a great one, right?
Well,
Right. Once he got body A, he then got body B by killing him.
yeah, but he can't experience like the same.
Which, by the way, that Magos, who we grew to love in Malleus, also
Killed off
dead.
screen.
Yeah, killed off screen.
Yeah.
Told about later.
By the way, this guy's dead now.
Yeah. So she explains it to him. She's like, "Well, now it's time for you to die." And he says, "Lol, just kidding," and takes down the mask to reveal the mercenary that he had been he'd used the mercenary and cast a psychic glamour on, so it looked like him, kind of. And they blow up the bar using that guy, killing this person.
Psychic bomb.
Psychic bomb. Something he never thought he'd ever use because it's kind of evil.
But awesome.
Yeah, totally awesome. Kills all those people. Now has the
So-
information.
This book is really Eisenhorn losing his support system and usual way of doing things and adapting using what he's come across in his career. So he's doing these evil, heretical things, but he's doing that because that's the option he has at that moment.
It's the best tool he's got. Yep. They managed to get off planet onto the Essex with our old buddy, the pirate ship captain.
The Essex.
Its ship is actually called the Essex.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
I thought it was
terrible
the-
suburb.
I thought it was the Essene.
Oh, is the Essene? Essene, yeah.
I like
okay,
Essex
sorry.
because it's a terrible suburb outside London.
Well, the Essex is a
Unless you're a
famous
podcast listener
ship,
from Essex.
like which
No,
is
it's still terrible, and you would agree with me.
Yeah, probably.
it's a famous ship that was attacked by a sperm whale and sunk.
Ooh. So
So they get on the ship. He's
Just
talking
like Dave's
to.
mom.
Attack like a sperm whale. All right.
She was attacked by my sperm whale
I
and
don't
sunk.
get, oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
just call me James Cameron because I like to explore sunken wrecks. Please continue.
Sorry, moving on. Please,
Moving
Dave,
on.
tell
All right,
us
please
more of
continue.
the story.
It's at this point he talks to Amos and Medea, who is fully recovered now from all of her injuries, about what they saw, and ask him. And Amos says, "Listen, we've been friends for a long time. No, I'm not going to say shit about it. We're fine." And Medea says, "Listen, you did what you had to do. I get that. I'm just noticing that lately, what you had to do is becoming more and more easy for you." He tells the ship captain in a secret private room everything that he's done just to unburden his soul, and everything, the Malus Codicius, the demon host, everything he's got, right? When they get a message from Godwin Physig that he's alive, which they thought he was dead. Somehow he survived. He meets them up on the Essene and talks to him, and he says, and he witnessed the using of the demon host and has a serious problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very good, righteous kind of guy, very law abiding.
He's kind of guy who's like, yeah, I got 2 rules. You follow those, we're good.
Yep. So they have it out like, hey, I need your help. And Fezzik says, I can't do it. And he leaves. He goes back. That's when he goes back to his home planet with the people waking up. Eisenhorn follows him there to beg him and meets him in a bar to beg him to come back. And they have a drunken thing where he says, listen, just turn yourself in. And the planet is waking up at this point, so they're talking about the party. I think it's just kind of like a small throwback to that opening scene because nothing happens there other than this argument.
Sure.
And he says, well, listen, if you can't be with me, then you can't be with me.
Only a Sith deals in absolute.
Right. Totally turning dark side here. He gets back on the scene, and turns out they get a message from Harlan Nale. It's actually from Ravener, who Harlan and Beckwin and Kara are with. They survived because Beckwin apparently needed to get moved to a different floor. So the floor they blew up, they weren't on, and they survived. They got off planet secretively. So they go to this planet to meet Ravener. Ravener is talking to him, and he's receiving all this information. He's been given a vision from an Eldar. So Ravener also using bad stuff to the good end.
Yeah, that's a really
Who
good
is
kind of
also there. There's
Right.
Eldar there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of a really nice
Farseer.
juxtaposition where, again, Eisenhorn is using more heretical chaos means to defeat people, and Ravener is using Xenos to get, so kind of going against the different orders that they're in at the time.
So the Farseer tells him, hey, listen, I've had this vision of this half man walking who's going to destroy the universe, basically. Kill millions and millions of people 6 days time from now or something along those lines. And he says, well, what happens after that? What do you see? And he says, nothing. There is nothing after that. It's blank. There is no future.
Which I feel as a Farseer, he should be freaking the fuck out a little bit more.
Obviously enough to go talk to Ravener and be like, hey, listen, we need to do something about this guy.
Maybe he's the only one who saw that future or something.
I mean, they don't mention his name. He just refers to him as My Lord Farseer.
Right. His name is probably unpronounceable.
By the human tongue.
Yeah.
Sounds like Daryl Hannah from Splash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never seen that movie. What's that about?
Yeah, Ravener just kind of says. That's all he does. Ravener, do you agree? Double yes.
They set up this, basically they do this astropath thing to figure out what Claw did. They track down the area that they think he was at, and they get like 100 astropaths or something stupid like that, and they do this thing to see the psychic thing of what happened. And so they're seeing just a little bit of it, and they see an Ogren, Glaw, and some other person, random nobody care guy, standing there talking, and all of a sudden they see what they're looking for. So
He's a real Chad.
they reveal to him, the Farseer reveals to him that there used to be a race a long time ago that inhabited these 7 planets. They were a demon race, or believed to be a demon race, before the beginning of time, living on these planets. And what Glaw is looking for is the weapon used by one of these guys. So this was an old feudal system, and when the people were killed...
It's the Demon King's chariot, right?
Right, yeah. But it was a big badass weapon that kind of like, the psychic power is a big E, if you will. You're just going to eliminate stuff. People are going to think something's going to get a low battery on their headphones or something and start plugging stuff in, John. That might work.
When he gets
That one
aroused.
sounds more comical somehow.
Playing? What are you playing? Q*bert now? What the hell was that?
That's when Ravener gets aroused by some heresy.
Boing? Is that what that is?
Boing.
That's the sound of his robo-penis hitting the top of his robo-coffin.
His robo-penis is inside of his coffin?
Well, yeah, it's on his
Do you
body.
think he has like a piss flap on his chair?
No, he just has a drainage tank.
Maybe he has like a
tank?
robo
It's
dick.
just a hole.
Well, he just like leaks piss everywhere he goes.
Yeah, wouldn't
Do
you?
not
What are you
follow
gonna do?
behind him.
He's like the second most powerful psyker in the entire Imperium at this point. It's like,
He
what are you gonna
probably
do?
just like eliminates his waste through psychic power.
Maybe. Okay, sounds good. So they create this seance, and they figure out what's going on. Eisenhorn says, "Hey, listen, widen it, make it bigger." And they're like, "What do you mean, make it bigger?" Because you see the Ogren freak out, and is like looking at something off screen that they can't see in the thing. So they make it bigger, and the Farseer steps out. Is like, "I will help out with my Eldar psychic powers." Boom, makes it sturdier. They see what it is. They see the location of where this chariot is buried. and they pack up their shit and they get ready to leave. Now, the Farseer, there's an issue, a scene, what happens with the Farseer and Ravener in a tent, okay? Where Eisenhorn goes in to talk to Ravener about it, and like, where do you get this information? He's like, don't worry about it. When the Farseer walks out, and Toby Longworth, by the way, does a great Eldar Farseer voice, and by that I mean, it was the worst thing I've ever heard. It's the first time I've ever heard a voice.
All of the Eldar audio is like inward breathing when they talk or something.
Yeah,
like that.
maybe. I mean, it was just like,
yeah. I believe it's
Yeah.
meant to make them seem more otherworldly.
it was like that weird sound thing that people are doing with the low quality audio.
Sounds like Are we talking about the podcast again? No, but it sounds like Voldemort. Sort of the way Voldemort talks.
Oh, that's
is the
weird.
Way Eldar
Maybe.
people talk.
What they need to do is do the thing like they did in Dawn of War, where they have like two voices speaking at the same time.
And there's like a
where
little
it kind of
delay.
echoes. Yeah,
It's
that
sort
was
of
like
that
maybe.
there.
that would have been a better way to go.
But luckily, if you're reading the book, you don't have to worry about that. You know, because you can make the Eldar sound however you want.
Which is what I do.
And they all sound like Donald Duck.
They do. How did you know that? I never told anyone that.
What was that, Lord Farseer?
Cast and Smite.
That's Smite.
He's definitely going to
Here's
sue us
Guide.
now.
Oh boy, is Doom.
So he reveals to Ravener that he's got the Malleus Codices, the book, the bad book. And
The
he's
Book
got
of the
Demon
Dead.
Host, and the Eldar's like, yeah, it's true. And the Eldar freak, he's like, you're carrying it on you? Oh my God.
He's like, oh my god, no, why?
Yeah. Like, what the?
He breaks
why
out
would
of the accent and it's
Yeah.
just like an edgy goth kid. He's like, oh my god.
Why would you carry that with you? They figure out where it's at, and they get, they get back on board, and they go to look for it. He gives the book to Amos because Amos says, "Listen, I gotta decide. Let me read the book. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out exactly where it is and how we do this." So he takes the Evil Chaos book, and he starts reading stuff out of it, figuring it out.
That's a super smart thing
Yeah.
for a
So when you have
savant.
Yeah, right.
So when you've got the Necronomicon, which possesses people, and you got to be somebody powerful to not get possessed. Definitely don't give it to somebody that's not powerful. So he did, naturally. Eisenhorn, but he does get it figured out. He figures out where the exact location on this planet is. They figure out the planet, but he figures out the exact location of where this burial tomb is, which has the Chariot of Doom in it. He starts to realize that Amos has been starting to become possessed by the book.
Right.
Kind of does a little bit of a Gollum, my precious. on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. He's like, hey, give me back the book. Oh, it's in here somewhere buried in the papers. I'll get it back to you later. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, how about you just give it to me now? He gives him the book, but he's visibly changed. The clocks in Amos's room are not running right. They're just chiming randomly for no reason. It's terrible. But they have the information they need. He asks Amos about it, and it turns out that Wild Cherry Pepsi is the one that actually gave him the information in exchange for getting himself freed from underneath this tree in the middle of nowhere.
Which he did.
Later, hopefully, maybe. Spoilers. What if they haven't read this far, John?
I mean,
Okay.
too bad.
So sad.
So they stop at a station to get refueled up, to make the jump to Lightspeed to get to this planet they need to go to. And they get off, and they're talking, and who should show up but Godwin Fezzik.
Yeah. That's a bad sign.
So yeah, the guy who said he was done with you, he could no longer follow you.
He'd been sending messages
You're
like,
breaking my heart, Annie. You're going down a path that I can't follow.
except that he kept messaging back like, hey, I changed my mind. You're going to need my help. I want to help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. And Eisenhorn just said, nope,
No.
tell him no. Tell him no. No matter what, just tell him no.
And
Except
then he
that
told him yes.
Medea told him yes, exactly where they were going to be so he could meet him. And he asks him a couple questions and decides to check whether or not he's lying and says, hey, how come you're psychically shielded and I can't read your thoughts? And he's like, so that you would know I was going to do this. And he draws on him, pulls out a gun. Two other Inquisitors, Haldane and Osimus, show up. They pop out and they arrest him for heretics. And he's like, listen, we don't have time for this. We've got to go stop this crap. This guy's going to wipe out the universe. He wants to kill everybody because he's an asshole.
Which he is.
Yeah. So they subdue him with force blasts, get back on the ship, start interrogating everybody where the book is. They want the evil book. Haldane wants the evil book. He's like, I want the evil book. You're a traitor. You're gonna burn for this. But just before you do,
Let me check out the book for a minute.
Where's the book? I want a
Book, please.
Book, please.
book, please. Yeah, now all I can think about is money, please.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was doing. Yeah.
And hand out book, please. So they're sitting there. They're trying to interrogate. They break the shit out of the ship's captain. They're asking how many people there are on board. Yeah, they kill the ship's captain.
No, I was just trying to think of where my John Ralphio t-shirt was.
What a weird segue for no reason.
Huh?
All right.
My mind is a
Where's
strange
John
place.
Ralphio anyway. So they kill the ship's captain, John Ralphio, when they discover he's not actually human. And they're just trying to Maxilla. They're trying to beat the shit out of Eisenhorn's psychic defenses so they can get the information where the book is. Right. And Eisenhorn's like, ha, fools. Too bad you didn't search me. You took all my weapons. But guess what? The book's in my coat pocket because I carry it. The ship suddenly starts tearing apart from ripping its moors without popping the docking clamps, and it just starts pulling away. They start asking the ship captain, who's like 90% dead at this point, how come this is happening?
Hey, sorry
Get
we
control.
killed you. Why is this happening?
Fezzig's like, wait. Maybe, what are you guys doing? I thought we were going to, take him and get him saved and save his soul and everything. This is bad. Well, I've been on the ship before. I guess I'll go. Because Godwin Fezzig in the second book was on the ship, lived on the ship outside of Cadia doing all the research. So he's familiar with the ship. So he tried to stop it. When the whole fucking control panels blow up, shit is just getting nuked. They're trying to figure out what happened and who should show up, but newly released Wild Cherry Pepsi, because Amos released him.
He's a smart cookie.
So Amos shows up to save him, or Wild Cherry Pepsi shows up to save him, and Haldane's like, well, I could take a demon host. I'm Haldane,
Nope.
the long-faced.
Yeah, I have a
Just
horse
like that
face,
warlord Titan.
and I'm tougher than a warlord tie-in.
So Ozma, who is just like has
Like,
been
go for
promoted
it.
to total inquisitor, he's like,
He's in charge of the
he's
sector.
sword fighting with Eisenhorn, who has managed to get his power sword back at this point.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm going to kill you, because if I kill you, then you won't be able to control the demon host and it'll go away. Except Eisenhorn's like, you idiot, I'm not controlling the demon host. It's not me. And when all of a sudden his head blows up, because the ship captain, who has digital Jokero digital rings, shoots a shot and kills Ozma's head. Meanwhile, Haldane is fighting Cherry Bale, who's laughing his ass off, just like
Probably not even fucking trying.
He's
Like
got-
the way like a 4-year-old will fight you.
in my head.
Hand on the forehead.
He's got one hand behind his back. He's just using a finger like a sword to block the power sword that's being swung at him. Just like
Laughing like
Yeah.
an asshole.
He rips the ship open in half, the flooring. Haldane trips and falls into it, and then he closes it on him, on his legs, trapping him there, and then lights him on on hellfire. Just like, here you go, be on fire now, you dick.
To be fair, he sort
Brutal.
of deserved it.
He is a giant
He
dick.
burns through the rest of the scene screaming. Like, he was not just like, oh no,
Man,
it's
imagine
really
if
hot.
this was like turned into a TV show and you have this really like cool one-on-one scene between like Eisenhorn and like they're trying to figure out what's going on next, and all you can hear in the background is screaming.
Yeah, just
You know what's crazy is he didn't even die
No.
yeah, that's right. He didn't.
because he's in the Gaunt's Ghost books later.
He should have died.
Well, he doesn't. 'Cause he's a-
No, I'm just saying he should have died. They burned for a long time.
Yeah.
But apparently
Just
stopped.
Doesn't need sunscreen anymore.
Eisenhorn grabs Medea and Kara. Kara's also there, and they make for the other exit. They've got Harlan
And
Nails
Leaf.
getting this other ship. Harlan Nails are off with Ravener because
I think
he's
Kara
working.
stays with Ravener.
Did he stay? Oh,
I'm pretty sure she does. I think
okay.
it's
Oh
just...
no, I'm not thinking Kara. The blank. I'm the blank.
Oh,
The extra
yeah,
blank.
whatever her name is.
Super important because she's the last one left. But
Tammy Tater.
Tammy Blanks and Nadar. So
Barbara Blank.
they're making their way to the escape pod because they know that the ship is about
Nancy
to blow
Null.
up.
Come on, Barb. We're going to the escape pod.
Golden
Eisenhorn is now
Girls?
southern.
All right, yeah. So they go. So they get to the planet, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
what am I?
So they're sprinting to the escape pod when Fezzig, who's not dead, shows up and says, Eisenhorn, stop. You have to get this done. And Eisenhorn's like, listen, I see you've got a bolt pistol out. You can either get on the ship with us and leave, or you're going to die here because this is what's going to happen. I'm leaving. So he turns to walk away and shoots out his knee.
Which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, totally amazing.
No one ever does the come back or else. They usually let like the hero walk away and they put down their gun and pain like, oh, I couldn't do it. But no, he's just like, fuck you. Bang.
Shoots him in the knees like, listen, you know what? I didn't want to do that, but we can save you. We can save you. Stop running and let us save you. And he's like, you fucking idiot. I have to go stop Glaw. Otherwise, we're all going to die. So he blows out his other knee, leaving him there when Medea shows up and kills him. Which shocked me, you know, like, because she's the one that brought him there, like, hey, we're best friends.
Well, he
high
took
five.
out both knees. Next is the dick. You got to shoot him.
And then they bind.
True bail.
Right. So Amos and everybody's on the ship, and he says, Amos, how did you know that? Amos is like, I memorized the book, bitch. I don't need the book anymore. I memorized it. And they bind Cherubael into a new host. So... And a better binding this time.
With consent.
Less powerful. No.
Still dead guy.
Sort of consent.
Still no consent whatsoever.
Yeah.
Cherubael comes for them and tries to kill him, and they manage to bind him into a new body.
Again.
Without any sort of consent. And they make it a better body because there's two of them who know the rules and stuff this time when they're testing it. So they reduced his power, if you will. So he could not now blow up a Warlord Titan. Okay?
Until they unleash him.
I mean, it's just regular Imperial Knights from here on out. No warlords.
Maybe a Wolverine.
Maybe. Yeah. So they get to the planet. They go looking they split up in their strike teams. Ravener's with one. There's another strike team of complete red shirts. Ravener's got mostly red shirts.
And then the Farseer has a bunch of Dire Avengers
And the
there.
Farseer has Dire Avengers. And they're looking for the entrance to this tomb, trying to find it. And shit is just popping up out of nowhere. Like these enforcers who work for Claw are popping up out of nowhere. They can't figure it out.
Almost like Cult Ambush is the way I saw it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like super ambush. From
like 100 times better.
Out of time and space.
Yeah. So
I imagine them like walking up the mountain, like in Lord of the Rings when they're walking over the mine, and like they're like on the edge of the mountain, and they're kind of going up there, and it's like snow everywhere. It's kind of how I imagined it. It's just kind of like this really isolated kind of mountain path.
Interesting.
I don't like movies where people walk a lot, John.
Because I imagined it kind of like a sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But carved into the sphere is like a maze.
Yeah.
And they were trying to go through the maze. Because
they describe it actually as a
Oh,
maze.
yeah, I'm thinking about another part. I agree with you. The way the book describes it is correct.
So they've got Ravener's merc archaeologist guy with them for some reason, and he's looking at these swirl patterns on the ground, and he's like, these are so amazing, I'm going to write a paper and become famous, when he just gets absolutely and utterly obliterated. There was nobody around him, and Lasfire comes out of nowhere, and he's dead. They can't figure out where the Lasfire comes from. They discover that the swirls on the ground are actually keys to unlock the other dimension that the planet is holding,
right?
Where these people are
places
popping out of at the same time. They get one of the doors open. A couple people take damage. Some of the red shirts they've been given die, obviously, like the archaeologist. Harlan Nail doesn't make it into this. So it's basically like the door opens for X amount of time, and they sprint for it. Now, at this point, Ravener is like 50% machine from he's got...
Because he has like...
No, Eisenhorn, you mean.
Eisenhorn, sorry. Eisenhorn.
He has like
Ravener
the
was
legs.
also 50% machine.
He has like a leg support kind of exoskeleton.
But it's really shitty because he wouldn't go get like real metal help.
Yeah.
You know the leg braces that Forrest Gump has?
Yeah.
That's how I imagine
Yeah, totally how I pictured it.
He walks forwards like a waddling pregnant woman.
Yeah, he's really slow. It's wired into his skull in a weird fashion, and somehow he makes it through the door along with Cherubael and one of the other guys. We'll just call him
Charles.
Ralph. We'll call him Ralph.
Ralphio.
Because he's,
Rufio.
really not that important in the grand scheme of things. They get through they make their way through it, but they have to use Wild Cherry Pepsi to find the path because they can't see it, and he can.
Right.
So he leads them through. They got on a platform to go up to where Pontius Glaw is, and firefight ensues. Blah blah blah. People die left and right. they get up there, and he starts talking to Pontius Glaw about this, and Glaw's like, I can't wait to kill you. This is going to be amazing. And he pulls out his own demon host to battle with to Cherry Bale.
Pokemon battle ensues.
Yeah.
Word.
Cherry Bale, I
Classic
choose
gym
you.
battle.
Better Cherry Bale, I choose you. And he actually mentions that Cherry Bale is, it's like, oh, my guy's better than yours. He doesn't have his
He's
power
level
restricted.
30.
Yeah.
And your fire type demon will be succumbing to my water type demon.
They fall over a cliff.
Super effective.
Like you
He has
expect.
haste.
Which makes no sense because they can fly, but they're falling and fighting, yada, yada.
They can fly back up.
Eisenhorn manages to defeat Glaw, killing him.
Roboglaw.
In like the most anticlimactic sounding thing ever.
And he shot him once.
Yeah.
And thus he did fell.
I don't remember if he like psychics him and shoots him and stabs him
It was-
all at the same time.
It was
or,
like a paragraph's worth of
Yeah, I mean it's just boop.
he boops him on the nose.
Yeah.
That's his deactivation
And
button.
then there's no activation anymore. And Glaw is defeated.
Yep.
And then I think he destroys the Pontius.
He he says, listen, the only way to stop me is with the book. And he's like, you'd be a fool to have brought it because then I have it. And he goes, wait, did you bring it? Oh shit! And then dead. So, that's literally the last page is he goes, hey, here it is. Oh shit, dead. And that's basically how the book ends.
Was with Eisenhorn
Killing
still
Claw.
declared
That's it.
Hereticus, I believe. So still
So I don't know.
still Hereticus by the end of the book based on the events in the book. Because
No,
everyone who
for
could,
sure he is. Like, believe me.
For everyone who could exonerate him is dead.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
And the means
So-
he
Ravener,
used to
Nail.
the means he used to win was definitely not PC.
oh yeah.
So definitely, I would say Hereticus by the end of the book. But again, like the way these books kind of gradually, I learned so much about the different facets of the Inquisition from these three books.
Yeah.
And again, the way it starts with aliens, and aliens were definitely involved, but so was chaos, which was as a natural lead into the malice.
Yep.
And then the end of Malice was like a natural lead into Hereticus.
Yep.
And like I said, it was very good. I'd say
It's a great flow.
one great standalone. Two, I think it's a pretty good standalone. This one, you're right. It does rely on a lot of kind of prior knowledge to really make some of these deaths matter because they come hard and fast.
Very hard and
But
fast.
this book is like action packed.
Action-packed.
The whole time, either people are fighting and dying and like.
Yeah. No. I mean, Danny's right. This book just never stops. There
Like,
is no.
the only break in this book is the 5 pages when they're on a train before the train gets attacked.
It's
Right,
like
where
John
he's-
Wick with a good plot.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh.
First off, I will fight you, unless you're talking about John Wick 2.
I
which was
really
kinda
like-
mediocre.
I re-
John
I-
Wick 1 was really good.
I really liked those movies, but yeah.
So the thing I like is you've met all these characters, and at the end of the book, the very last 2 pages, page 314 and 315, depending on what size book you have or whether you have the omnibus, is the cast of characters who survived, and that's it. It's 8 people.
Who survived?
All right. So you've got Gideon Ravener, obviously survived.
Sure.
Because
Well, I mean,
got his own
survived is
series.
a strong word.
Right.
He's half survived.
Yeah. He's half survived. Golgesh Heldane, Horseface, survives. He was freed and drugged and spent many years recovering. Harlan Nail survives, but along with Kara Swole and Alina Coy. Alina is the name of the person that
Oh,
was
the
the blank.
blank.
She was the
Yeah.
blank.
Yeah.
And they joined the staff of Ravener. So if you want
Barbie.
to find out more about them, you have to read the Ravener series. Krazia Birdchild, the doctor, returns to Good Run, where she becomes, chief Medicaid at Teaching University to new students. Medea Betancourt returned to Glavia, her home planet, to become the director of her family shipwright business,
For a while.
or
For a bit.
till she supposedly dies, according to the end of the book here. I'm just
That's
reading
what
it,
they
Jim.
want you to believe.
Yeah. Rorken recovers from his ill health and becomes the Grand Master of Order Helican, which he wasn't actually in the book except in the very beginning when he sent him some sort of sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Eisenhorn is believed to have continued in the service for many, many, many years, and no more other stuff is recorded, so enjoy that. And there is no mention at all of a being known as Cherubel.
Right, because Eisenhorn kills everyone who sees it. But yeah,
Which, by the way, still alive. Still in his service at the end of the book.
so what are some of our kind of final thoughts about kind of Hereticus and then Eisenhorn as a whole in the series there?
It was Well, Eisenhorn as a whole. So you could tell by this book, because it's actually the shortest of the three, right? Like Abnett was a little tired of it, to be honest, and the characters, because he's just wiping characters out left and right, leaving behind the ones that he wanted to use in his new series, which he wrote. It's fast, it's furious. It was an enjoyable listen/read, because I did both with it. I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than the first one, just because of its pacing.
Yeah.
There was no, let me set the scene for you for a couple pages a little bit to tell you all about stuff. It relied a lot on the knowledge of places you've already been. Like, he literally revisited every place except for the twisted world in the first book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't go deep into the warp to the weird
No 9
cow
months of warp
animals
travel.
people. Yeah.
That was the second book, I think, with the twists.
Nope, first book was the twist.
Twists were the mutants in the
Yep.
Malaise one. It was like the aliens at the end of the first one, where like all the dimensions
Yeah.
are weird and their
Yeah,
favorites.
the weird hexagonal dimensions
Yeah,
and
okay.
stuff.
Sorry, I thought you meant the world with twists. With the mutants.
No,
That was actually-
not the cool bar scene with the fight stuff with Harlan Nail. No.
Because that was like, I think that's my favorite part of all this whole series.
Yeah,
I don't
Probably.
man. So, this whole series, one of my favorite scenes is the scene during the parade grounds where the shit turns because of all the psychers revealed.
Oh, yeah, that's really good,
just,
too.
It's
That's
just
really
a very,
good.
really good scene. Second only to the Warlord scene in this book, I think. Or first, this
that's
second
really
for
good,
me
too.
is the Warlord scene in this
The
book.
Warlord
It's
scene is
good.
really
I think
good.
my favorite is the Warlord scene, just because it really captures the kind of the desperation of the situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it
super
really
desperate.
did, especially
And it really
because it
builds
was so fast.
tension as well super quickly, and I did not expect that level of battle that early in the book. Especially when I'm used to kind of the Black Library formula of like 3/4 of the book world building, character building, and then action last quarter.
Well, none of the Eisenhorn books have followed that, actually. Pretty much from the beginning of every book, there has been murder and mayhem.
Xenos a little. I mean, it was a
No,
slower
Xenos was-
build.
No, Xena started off right away with him killing
Chasing one guy. Well, it's like the big battle
cultists,
set.
yeah.
Set pieces would be the best way I could describe it. But yeah, it was super good. Danny, what are some of your thoughts there on Eisenhorn and Hereticus?
It's a really great setup to Ravener,
Mm-hmm.
which is a better series. You should read that too.
I've got the Ravener in the truck.
Awesome. That's great. You should definitely
I
read
picked it up so that we could do another review on it later.
Man, I want to read Ravener again now that we did this book review, actually. I just read it like a few months ago, and now I want to read it again.
All right. Well,
But yeah, no, it's a great book series.
I
Like,
think we should do Emperor's Spears next. Really want to read that.
oh,
I
that'd
mean,
be
if
cool.
you want to spend $300 on a book for me, I'm all for that.
Nah, those are sold out, dude. Those are long sold
Or
out.
a Black Legion would be good too.
Yeah.
You know, what we should do is get our hands on the new copy of the new Inquisitor book. Not Inquisitor book, the Commissar, the female Commissar book.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'd do
yeah.
that.
Do
I'll
something
look at that.
completely different for us.
Yeah, definitely look at some more books, because we enjoy reading about that, and not just complaining
Recommend
about the way
books
games
to
are.
us that
Yeah.
you want us to read for you.
Yeah,
What do you,
for sure.
What do you want to hear? But yeah, we'll be right back.
Earl Hagen was a legend. In 1960, he whistled his way into Hollywood and into our hearts. Decades later, he made a comeback, lending those lustrous lips in the 1980s to such bands as the Scorpions, Guns N' Roses, and Pat Benatar. A half-century after his humble beginnings, he's at it again. This time without cumbersome musical accompaniment, he'll have you wetting your whistle and whistling along. His new album, Earl Whistles Disney, is sure to be a hit with all generations. Order now and receive a bonus album, Earl Whistles More Shit, a collection of previously unreleased material of Earl's favorite songs through the years. On this bonus album, he demonstrates his newly mastered technique of inward whistling. Order yours today on compact disc or double-length cassette. Also available at fine retailers such as Walgreens, CVS, and participating Sam Goody stores. Earl Whistles Disney. Buy it today.
And we're back.
Inward whistling, that's the way that an Eldar would whistle, right?
Multi-layered whistling,
Yeah, there you
which
go.
is also their new psychic power.
Inward whistling?
It's D6 mortal wounds.
Damn.
Hey,
Dude,
so
it's powerful.
coming up next, episode 99 is going to be pretty much about you guys and your LVO prep.
Yep.
The recording date of which is my wife's due date. My wife heavily pregnant and due very soon. So next episode, we are for sure going to be talking about convention prep, how to prepare for a tournament, how to travel with miniatures, and kind of just general experience and the guys prep for LVO here. It's 50-50 whether I'm going to be here or not.
Yeah, we may not have a podcast, to be honest with you, but
We probably will. Like I said,
we'll
worst
figure
case
something
scenario, I abuse your guys' friendship, set up my recording equipment, and take my dogs out.
I don't like you that much.
I know. That's why I force it with podcasting equipment.
You're gonna just have to leave this set up.
But that's kind of the next episode here in 99. Now, episode 100, I'm still kind of finalizing down what we're doing. Like, I wanted to kind of try and pull Ted back in and talk to him, pull Phil back in and talk to him. But at the same time, I will have a 1 or 2 week old newborn. So chances of doing stuff outside of that won't be great. So we might just kind of have a retrospective with Dave, Danny, and I, and maybe just kind of talk about random shit like we usually do and ignore the fact that it's episode 100.
Yeah. Also, in
Could be
case
99.5.
Yeah, but then I can only do like 99.6, and then I can't do anything again after 99.9. It's a tough life.
Yeah, dude.
It's a tough life, man.
if booze allows, Danny and I are trying to do some stuff from Vegas, a little bit of video casting. Hopefully,
Yep,
right
for sure.
after the reveal party that we're going to go to and see all the new fancy shit.
We did have a listener reach out and challenge Danny's war boss in a single miniature battle.
Bring it on.
We think that's what it
We
meant.
think that's what he meant. It could have been a full game, but I'm going to be honest with you. Danny's playing championship. That's a lot of 40K for one weekend. But he will challenge you on a single war boss on war boss competition.
Yeah, dude.
12 inches, or if I know, 18 inches apart.
Yep. And you guys find
And then winner buys Danny a beer.
all of these video cast things that we're talking about doing are all completely alcohol dependent.
Word.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
whether or not
if
we are
you
not-
live in Las Vegas near the Strip area, near the Bally Casino and
You
Hotel,
can look for a topless Dave
where LVO
Thursday
is
night.
at. Please let Dave know where to buy 4 Loco Black in the Vegas area.
Ooh, I actually know.
No,
I know the
oh,
answer to
sweet.
this.
Okay, good.
No.
There's a liquor store right across from Bally's.
Of course there is.
Oh man,
Probably
there's a
don't
liquor
carry.
store in
It's
every
probably
corner.
classy, so they don't have 4 Loco Black.
I don't think it's that classy, Dave. It's in an alley.
Fingers
It's
crossed.
in an alley in Vegas. How classy do you think
They
it's
probably
gonna
have
be?
new flavors we haven't heard of.
So
But yeah, and then if I don't get saved, if you see Dave and Danny down in Vegas, you go up and say hi.
got some stickers.
Dave has some stickers.
So does Danny.
Yep,
Danny
I
has
do.
some stickers too, so some free swag merch.
You can tell Dave he sucks in person.
I mean, and that's a
If
dream
you-
for everyone.
If you tell me #I suck, I will give you a sticker for it.
Ooh.
Ooh. And then if you don't use the word hashtag in a real life sentence,
You
you'll
get
get my
shit.
respect.
You get, I will be Willy Wonka at the end of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You get nothing.
What if they
Zero.
say
Zip.
pound sign?
Then that doesn't count.
Pound
It's not the
sign
same.
stays.
I will just look at it like they're tarted and be like, "Oh, it's so cute." Sorry. How did you even get in here?
But yeah, go up, say hi, let them know. I know one of my good memories was having listeners come up and say hello to me, because sometimes when it's just 3 of us around a kitchen table at 10 o'clock at night.
Hey, so here's another game Dave is playing.
Oh, what's another game
God.
you're playing?
If you hand Dave
I'm not playing this game. I don't even know what it is. I'm not playing
if
it.
you hand Dave a Smirnoff Ice, he has to drink it
That is
immediately.
no way. I'm not.
You are totally allowed to ice Dave
Fine.
all
You know
weekend.
what? If you hand Danny a Zima, okay.
Dude, yeah, hell yeah, hand me as many Zimas as you want.
Shit.
I will pound that shit.
Here's what I want you guys to
Like
do:
I
a
pounded
secret
John's mom.
competition. See how many dice you can accidentally steal each, and turn it into a
I
competition.
can't. I brought
From my
dice.
opponent?
From in general.
Just like walking
Dude, I
on the
could.
table.
No, I'm not going to steal people's
Yeah,
dice.
that's
Maybe
bad.
if
No,
you
that's a
have
terrible
listeners
idea.
come
Cut
up,
this part out.
give you
I don't want people to
dice.
think that.
Do not cut the part about icing Dave.
Yeah, cut it all out. This whole thing, cut it. Cut it. We'll fix it. We'll do it live. We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Wheel.
we accidentally will.
Also, if you find me, hey, we are doing the pub crawl for sure, right?
Yeah, sure.
On Saturday night pub crawl, we'll be down there.
I'll drink.
doing That. Well, yeah, we'll be drinking every night.
I mean, I don't know if
Saturday
I'm.
night isn't stripper night. That's Thursday night.
What?
I thought.
I am not doing that before I have to play on Friday.
All right. So
Yeah, maybe Friday
I have
night
to come in
after-
with a strong entrance, and then if I'm doing really
Friday
bad,
night when
then
he's doing
You don't-
shitty.
You don't
go
want
right ahead.
to. Hold on. You're telling me that you're not going to be good being like the dudes from Varsity Blues spending all night in the strip club? James Vanderbeek?
is that a movie that old people watch?
No,
Man,
it's
cut
not that
cut
old.
this part, Dave. Just
Jesus
cut
Christ.
this whole thing
Anyway,
out.
if you come find me Sunday after I play, I'll have dice for you as well.
Ooh.
So yeah, hunt them down. Know what they look like. If you are interested in our Heroic 32 shirt, mobrules.threadless.com.
Any of the other variations of it, because we have 3 variations now of the Heroic 32.
Yeah, and we have some really great ones up there. Again, thanks to Alec Beals for those designs. If you want to donate $1 to the Mob Rules podcast, patreon.com/Mob Rules. And then if you don't, go buy something like actually worthwhile for $1. But yeah, for Mob Rules, I've been John.
I've been Danny.
And I've been Dave.